The fulfillment of my dopamine receptors finds no equal to the profound satisfaction emanating from the consumption and introspection of striking specimens of philosophical literature. Oh, Edmund Husserl's phenomenology of habituality and habitus, you've rocked my bloody world. Dude just discovered a dictionary. Why do some people with a higher IQ look dumb? The more you know, the dumber you sound to stupid people. Freshly harvested from a discussion about democracy not being good. People have very obviously become objectively stupid, collectively. I only notice this because I have this strange ability to think critically. The blue checks are at it again. This article is unreadable hate. This is truly the kind of razor-sharp analysis only $8 can provide, lol. Inexpensive it may be at $8, the verity of authentication is unquestionable. One cannot discount the value of provocation to stir the dormant minds ensnared in the labyrinth of their own basement-dwelling existence. I'd willingly part with $200 knowing the chord it strikes. God was like, psych, psych, or psych, pronounced as psych instead of psyche, as in using psychology to psych out someone. Psych was always just lazy spelling of spoken words by someone who didn't understand what they were hearing, like MC, master of ceremony, turning into MC in writing by people who didn't know what MC was. Thank you for your useless comment. Ironically, I find it limiting. It feels like I'm versed in the mundanity of life and I'm still in my 20s, very late 20s, mind you. Like you're hearing the same joke over and over and no one around you is tired of it. I have a friend who is not gifted and the cycles he finds himself in are apparent to me, but still elicit the same vigor for him. I believe to be ignorant of your folly in a dichotomous sense is liberating. You can just start again tomorrow without being haunted by. This man's dating profile states he values intelligence. Intelligence. I can name all of the presidents, backwards. I can name all current U.S. Supreme Court justices, all retired and living U.S. Supreme Court justices, plus a good number of U.S. Supreme Court justices from history. I can name all of the Super Bowl winners, backwards. I can name all of the British prime ministers from World War II to today. I watch Jeopardy, WWTBAM, Chase, Split Second, and Tug of Words. I am a knowledge information sponge. So is her IQ 150 or not? If you had an IQ over 150, would you tell anyone? No. How do people with IQs of 140 to 200 think from a social, intellectual, and practical point of view? I tested at 150 in high school. My parents showed this score to me and I decided to graduate early. At 16, I went to my state university school of engineering, blah, 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 no one cares. I refuse to Google Cougar. Please elegantly elucidate. She, her, smarter than you in every way, an expert in advanced physics and multiple languages, the light in the darkness of ignorance that is this website. You can try to debate me, but I always win. Should have corrected her spelling mistakes to show that she isn't smart. Should have. It can be pronounced either way, but thanks for the consideration. Much appreciated. You have got to be kidding. You should really check up on it. The way of English literature is really different from when I was in school. Oh no, this 18-wheeler is about to hit my car. Allow me to just gently nudge it out of the way with my body. 16-wheeler. Those triaxles on the trailer are singles, not dualies. And if they were dualies, it'd be a 22-wheeler. Facts. Edit, then again, I'm not sure what the semi has for its own rear axles, so I could be wrong too. Could be a 12-wheeler or a 14-wheeler, but most definitely not an 18. Dude said, actually, then later said, well, actually, I'm not really sure. Apparently, spending time on trick shots is only for the small-brained. Way too much time on their hands. Only a mere 35 hours for that card trick. You could see how happy he was when it finally worked. The stupidity and lack of mental complexity it takes to be excited by things like this is kind of annoying. I possess a quality that allows me to have both internal monologues and I can create an entire universe in my head and play out an entire story in short bursts of time using images and or energy. But then there are people who cannot hear themselves think. Fascinating. And of course they would use a gif of Sherlock. The guy who does the whole monologuing to himself, plotting things out, seeing numbers flying around. Yeah, of course. This is so perfect. For the time you look at this image, you don't know if it's a boy and girl, a girl and a girl, a boy and a boy, a black man and a white girl, a white man and an Asian girl. You know nothing. Just the simplicity of the connection and the beauty of two human beings sharing love, and that is all that should ever matter. False. The external occipital protuberance on the right skull is much more pronounced, indicating that it is male while the left arm is female. Also, the both skulls have undulating jawbones mostly ascribed to Caucasians or Africans. The back of the lower jaw is flatter on the left, meaning that the owner is most likely Caucasian. Unfortunately, the edge of the jaw is obscured on the right, making it harder to distinguish. Of course, all this data is imprecise, but it paints a picture of a straight, non-Asian couple, most likely both white. Nice idea, though. They're like laying out all these facts like, oh, it could be anything, but most likely a straight white couple, because that's what God wants. Hot take, all monolinguals are the worst, not simply English-speaking ones. Duolingo is free. Non-English monolinguals don't get a free pass for speaking monolinguals just because English speakers are the worst about their monolingualism. I have formerly studied Spanish, French, Russian, and German, taught myself Swedish, and natively understand Tamil, as well as having taught myself 7 programming languages. My largest issue is a lack of chances to practice, although I've recently decided I'll attempt Spanish fluency. Everyone should at least try to learn a second language, regardless of what their native language is. Wonder why he is still looking at 45? David, 45. I'm a professional, nuclear engineer, what is there more to say? 6 foot plus 6 figures, 260 with 34-inch waist. Am I checking all the boxes? I do not care what you are, I don't care what you make. Men don't see any of it anyway. I want a real woman. Another reason I'm on here, I want to know how many likes I get, given I'm 0.5 of the population in this country. As someone who tested in the 99th percentile and higher for reading skills in school, it really put my frustration with other people's reading skills into perspective. I would notice a lot of my classmates would entirely skip over words when reading out loud, or read the first few letters of a word and then guess what the rest of the word is. There'd end up being an enormous gap between what was on the page and what was read out loud, both in terms of content and overall meaning. It was dreadful and kind of frightening that people were getting passed along in school on their way to graduation with somewhere between a 4th and 8th grade reading level. Felt lucky though that I was reading at a 12th grade level or so by 5th grade. I think we should normalize adult literacy courses because they're truly necessary if we want to start fixing some of our more complicated issues. Dude has a hissy fit about a minigun in a video game. First of all, it's a Maxim gun, not a Gatling, and especially not a minigun, which refers to a specific model, chambered in 7.62 NATO. Edit, apologies, but pedanticism doesn't let that slide. First of all, that is not a Maxim gun, that is pixels on a screen. I'm about to quit Python. It's been 7 days I'm learning Python and I find it hard. My IQ is 126 and I know I'm a genius. However, coding's still a challenge to me. Should I quit or persevere? Agreed. This is my most frequent reaction to performative outrage. I have a statistics degree practicing the pathos side of reasoning used in the humanities. Emotion argumentation is ridiculous to the point of parody. Begging for satire, we cannot tell what's real or comedy any longer. I am one of the most intelligent attorneys and penetrating legal minds of this generation. Coming soon, the blank law firm. Coming soon to the blank area, blank law firm will be opening, blah blah blah. Founded by blank, the scorer of a 173, the 99.7th percentile on the LSAT, a 169 roughly on the 95th percentile on the multi-state bar exam, portion of the blank bar exam, and a total of a 331 on the blank bar exam overall, and a Juris Doctor graduate of blank School of Law, one of the premier law schools in the United States, if not the world. With its main office located in blank, blank will be the sole attorney at the firm. Blank prides himself on his vast intellectual abilities and his ability to become an expert in any field of the law in an extremely short time span, often learning in 1 week doctrines that even experts in their respective fields fail to grasp. Blank has practiced previously in the fields of zoning law, local government, condemnation, defense, property law, corporate law, and constitutional law, and is well versed in these fields, though he is always excited by the opportunity to become an expert with respect to additional fields of law. For the month of May, meetings with blank regarding new cases will be appointment only, but please feel free to call blank to make such an appointment. So if you want to hire one of the most intelligent attorneys and penetrating legal minds of this generation to handle your legal matter, please call blank to speak with blank or to schedule an appointment. This is part of the reason I try to write with the amount of effort I do. It's far easier to understand by most metrics, along with the fact that it will be harder to see inherent flaws with how I write. Some people find it annoying when people write like they would a college essay, but I don't solicit that opinion anyway. Guy I went to high school with, he also says he plans to run for president. He isn't joking. I live my life 500 miles at a time. No more, no less. I'm focused on my destination and think about the future. I'm a really complex and interesting person. I regret that some of the women who could break my heart are women who can't sustain or initiate a conversation on black holes, Marxism, behavioral economics, criminology, smart agriculture, literary criticism, number theory, poison distribution, etc. What a wasted youth. Watching a show clearly makes you smart with indispensable skills that can run a 30B public company. I love how we the fans were acknowledged as smart, discerning intellectuals. It's true, and I'm 100% certain that each of us knows it for a fact too. One can only truly enjoy Secession if one is highly curious, highly capable of abstract thinking and filling in so many corpo jargon blanks, is skilled at reading between the lines and knows how to successfully strategize, lie, and manipulate. Arguably, these are all highly valuable skills. Not to mention that one also possesses a supremely twisted and highly enjoyable dark sense of humor. Ha ha ha. Lol, okay, yeah, it's a smart show, but that doesn't mean it takes a genius to watch. Vision not too good though, those are words right there. Here's an educational meme I made. Hard to swallow pills. The average car does 17,000 times more damage than a cyclist, hence the minimal registration fees. Cyclists are safer riding on the street. Bike lanes help make roads more safe for all. I have an IQ of 154, so use your words. Thank you. Their IQ must not be high enough to see that there are words on that meme. On a conversation about pride. I'm 6'3", train martial arts, and have an IQ measured at 156. I was born into a family with ties to German nobility. My last name starts with von. You expect me not to be proud? I walk the streets knowing that I could take most people out physically and intellectually. Why would I consider myself their equal? Only slaves and inferior people seek equality because they know they can't compete. When you're truly excellent and full of vitality, you despise egalitarian... Hold on, I've never seen this word before. Egalitarianism? When a worm is stamped upon on the ground, it curls up and makes itself small. There is your humility. When a lion is challenged, it goes straight for the neck. There is your pride. This man thinks he's smarter, but can't even type. You girls wanted the equal opportunities and obligations. Understand the offer to help can be resented. Your vibes is a answer. We don't have to tolerate your sole character accountabilities as a respectable answer. Sole actions is either attraction or that value of a cat's hairball in kitty litter. So done with female. I once valued females, then when they told me learn my worth and I measured theirs to how much they are hands-on life situations as me beside me and what test score that is school education wise. Every kid you made and don't have that man is a grade level held back. Some of you don't even rank daycare, lol. Well, all of those are words. I am versed in the ways of the human mind. Before I liked this subreddit a lot, but then I entered the faculty of psychology and realized that its members lack quality as people, frustrated in projecting themselves on different people and practices or actions. This leads them to want to make fun of other people's pain and misfortune, shame and misery. Unpleasant people that I have no idea why they think they are superior to others, and I mean it, I have no idea. They all have the same respiratory system, the same digestive system, they are all the same. The only thing that changes is the shell and not the masks that they create so exhaustively so as not to look weak and mediocre before the world. I farted. 2 out of 5 stars. I am a biochemist. I'm not impressed. Where's the vitamin K and folate? Never mind everything else. K stops bleeding. Why aren't they in a multivitamin? Bleeding people, kind of important. Where's the missing 33% vitamin C? You know, anti-cancer? Never mind the other missing stuff. Christopher. Love is like a cigarette. It's fun at first, but eventually it kills you. I'm 13 and this is deep. Okay, kid, I'm 16 and I don't feel it's deep. Right now, quantum mechanics and string theory are deep for me. How do I balance an obsession with academia and having normal friends? I find it very hard to be attracted to, become friends with, or sometimes just hold conversations with people who aren't extremely intelligent. I guess in some sense you'd use the term sapiosexual, and it's ruining my life. I get called pretentious a lot, but really I just refuse to dumb myself down for people, and am proud of my intelligence. I'm a first-gen uni student. I want to change before coming to uni since it makes me feel elitist or rude at times, and I feel like I'm cutting out a huge population of great people I can learn from just because they don't seem intelligent enough when I first meet them. Advice? Future student. Art critic fails to understand the point of an artwork. One of the worst drawings I've seen for understanding how light patterns from an area, the monitor. The spread is typical of a point source with enclosing shade, and even then the shadow overhead is ludicrous. Physics of light is part of communicative drawing and painting. These understandings emerged in the early Renaissance. Keep up? I personally think watching a game streamer is foolish, but to each their own. Entertainment is subjective. Whenever I try to comprehend the fractal abstractions of watching a person concealed by a fake personality and fake character overlay play a video game to appease an unceasing waterfall of sentence fragments and emoji, my brain reboots. We are Magadonians. We are very smart. We stick together as one. We follow Truth Social. We put America first, and we will make America great again. I can suggest an equation that has the potential to impact the future. E equals mc squared plus AI. This equation combines Einstein's famous equation E equals mc squared, which relates energy to mass and the speed of light, with the addition of AI, artificial intelligence. By including AI in the equation, it symbolizes the increasing role of artificial intelligence in shaping and transforming our future. This equation highlights the potential for AI to unlock new forms of energy, enhance scientific discoveries, and revolutionize various fields such as healthcare, transportation, and technology. What? Does feeding infants tea increase their IQ? I've been drinking tea since the age of 2, and I am the smartest person I know of. I believe the caffeine in the tea increases a baby's brain activity and gets the synapses firing. This makes them smarter and more intelligent. I don't have any sources to prove it, but maybe some scientists could study this. When you are a baby, your brain is far more malleable than as an adult, so feeding babies tea and coffee could be a way to make babies smarter. 1 out of 5 stars. Their tests are a failure. I'm literally a certified genius, so to tell me I didn't pass their cognitive test just means they don't know how cognitive tests work. In short, almost the entire test is numerical math problems, the kind no one actually ever does in real life. Yes, there were some actual cognition questions, but very few. Just math, and more math. I have a disability related to reading numbers, but again, I am a certified freaking genius, and reading numbers has nothing to do with critical thinking. Nothing. This is just one more example of how millennials are not the right people to be running things. Maybe someday they will shut up and listen to those of us who created the tech industry, but it's not looking good. Yeah, so this is definitely ironic, right? Cute Japanese girl, thanks for the likes, please follow me. It is not enough only to be cute. I want to read intellectually stimulating posts when I'm on Twitter with important messages and so forth. Well, you're not gonna find a lot of that on Twitter. Guy shows off his big brain on a simple meme. Okay, so the kid has a rope. He wants to make a swing on a chair, but the guy has chopped all the trees down. We ourselves put mud on our heads by our senseless actions. Any quantum of advice provided futile. Our whole generation is an idiotic excuse for evolutionary theoretical these words. Pathetic. What I found crazy is that things like gravity are just theories and not actual hard definition fact. To my understanding, some science is just theory. Most science uses the scientific method, which I guess you can test, but most things just end up being theories. Don't try to debate me on this because I know nothing like Jon Snow. She is the kind of person whom if I explain the matter or energy equivalency proof, she would be like, Reddit user flaunts his intelligence and superiority in his bio. I'm a software developer and a PhD in physics. I'm here primarily for fun and knowledge. One thing to know about me is that I'm nice only with nice and smart people. Given that lots of stupid people are out there, I'm not generally a nice person. I don't have the will to win people around unless they're valuable and have contributed to this world positively. If you're not one of those, I very likely won't have the will to play it nice with you unless you play it very nice with me. I literally learned Japanese just from anime. It's really easy to learn if you listen to it. I'm just kinda a genius, I guess. Negative 25 downvotes. What makes you special? What makes me special? I'm 5'11", i.e. taller than most Indian guys. I'm 17 and own a iPhone 12 Pro. I have a PS5 as well as a gaming PC, Core i9 plus RTX 3090. I live in the United States of America, LA to be precise. My ex-girlfriends have all been white, something I'm proud of. I'm an intellectual, INTJA1W2 by the way, okay. I think I'm a mix between alpha and sigma male. I am a lone wolf type, but very outgoing too. I'm working out to be more muscular at just 17 years of age. Most kids of my age watch Friends and shit. I read Feynman lectures and watch more intellectual shows. I don't use like Facebook, Twitter, or Reddit. They're for normies. I only use Quora, LinkedIn, etc. Keep up your standards. I like Italian food over Indian. I want to become a billionaire. Biggest life goal. Most of my friends are into middle-wage jobs. Dream higher and bigger friends, as if they want to work middle-wage jobs. I like physics, maths, astronomy over low IQ subjects like arts. Like, how do people even go into arts? It's boring as hell and doesn't make use of brain one bit. I'm a budding polymath and polyglot. I'm pretty fair-skinned too. I prefer relationships over hookups as I've tried them both. Yeah, so this is 100% ironic, right? Right? My unproven personal theory explaining the Cambrian explosion is the development of the eye. Once the eye is developed, a processing arms race begins, whereby animals compete to better process and draw conclusions from the light entering the eye, as well as better and more capable eyes. Okay, but shouldn't your theory produce some falsifiable hypothesis? If it does, what are they? It's up to the theorist to take a stab at some of the falsifiable hypotheses that might follow from the postulated theory. Otherwise, it just sounds like you're saying, what if the Cambrian explosion worked exactly like the GPU machine learning market has? I'm not suggesting that you're saying something so facile, just that your musings need more meat on their bones before earning a collective promotion to theory status. If you have some falsifiable hypothesis in mind, I'm all ears. Although he doesn't understand coding, he's still a f***ing genius. Programming is easy. Programming is easy. I don't understand any code. My IQ is 143, and yes, I'm flexing, sorry. 19-year-old girl takes pride in not being able to socialize with people in her age group. When you get along better with the 35-plus-year-old chemists and PhDs than with the 25-plus-year-old partygoers. What architect designed the glass pyramid in the courtyard of the Louvre? I know that the average American is very uneducated and pretty stupid, but these 250,000 and 500,000 questions would be below $1,000 questions in the UK. If they heard someone say ATM machine, their head would explode. I automatically assume that people who say tuna fish are idiots. A startling number of people say things like, I'm in the mood for a tuna fish sandwich, despite the fact that they would never say chicken bird is one of my favorite foods, or I think 80-20 is the best percentage for ground beef mammal. The inconsistency in their manner of speaking is entirely illogical, and the fact that they've never reflected on this enough to recognize it and correct it leads me to assume that they're idiots. Low IQs simply fail to understand how the world works. Their jobs are easily replaceable, which makes them more expendable for the government. Most of the prison burden is concentrated in the lower IQ segment of the population due to their inability to appreciate the long-term consequences of their actions. They have far fewer abilities and skills that can be usefully contributed to the community. They simply lack the cognitive ability to be responsible citizens, and I'm very, very glad that I'm not one of them. They are just like livestock, but without the ROI in great parasites. r/Iamverysmart. Writing nonsensical equations in a public setting to humble brag. Snapchat memories reminding me of what nerd I am. Throwback to when I'd bring my homework with me to the gym and my clients thought it was our workout for the day. Okay, so you're like Einstein or something? Good for you. To the girl who called me a loser and said I was trying to show off because I said you shouldn't read Tolstoy's epic War and Peace, I wasn't aware that reading something was suddenly a huge achievement. The fact that I wanted you to read it meant I believed you were the rare type of woman who could endure such a lengthy piece of literature. The irony is that later in another thread I saw you talking about how you read all the Harry Potter books before you turned 12. It's plainly obvious to see that you view the arts in the most superficial way possible. There's no way I would ever date someone like that. To all the other girls who haven't responded or been a bit timid in their replies, please don't take this post the wrong way. As you can see, I didn't tag any of the women who wronged me on this post, and I will always respect your decision no matter how misguided it may be. As you can tell, my interests are mainly in the high arts, and I can guarantee you that at the very least you will end up having a very compatible and knowledgeable friend. Yeah. Women can't logic, according to this guy. At least that's what I got from this word salad. Questioning a man's logic and credibility is a way a woman essentially brings a man down to her level of absurdity. There comes a line of questioning so invasive, so interrogative, and so unreasonable that a man, feeling like he is on the defense, will yield his logic to his sense of frustration, and then the woman who deliberately and calculatingly imposed this form of mental tyranny in her sense of outrage will then use this frustration as a weapon against the man to further reduce his credibility by pointing out quite proudly that he is in fact no more logical than she. Women will hold you to your logic as it forces you to take responsibilities for things they do not wish to, but they are bound by no such logic themselves. Yeah, that was a absolute word salad jumble. I just made that term up, jumble. Feel free to use that. We're moving on. Magnus always looks like he is very lost. Nah, he's just observing. I don't know why, but I think smart people always looks like that. My IQ is 200 and I'm not looks like that though. I am too smart to date. I've been told a few times that I'm too intelligent to date, some qualifying it as scary intelligent. I don't know about that, myself, but I'm not about to date anyone scared of intelligent women, so 100% of those situations worked out perfectly for me. What's your flex? Let's share. Why are people not attracted to you? Please flex. Oh, okay, that's the image that was attached to the book. Yeah, okay, this guy is, he's funny. I don't know. If I wanted to feel better about my 164 IQ, multiple degrees earned by age 16, presidential awards of academic excellence, 3 college grants, perfect GED scores paid for by the Army due to my 88 ASVABS, consisting of 121, 122, and 123, and all line scores from medicine to engineering, work as an engineer programmer, therapist, math teacher, enrollment in C-mites in 4th grade, ACT scores eligible for Harvard also in 4th grade, or maybe the 23-page studied for my brain I've been taking every 6 months for ages do plenty to cheer me up. What about you? Have all your achievements combined outshone one self-educated guy who was homeless until age 19 in just a single field? If you're twice as smart as average, then no, they never will. Go seek approval from a valley girl, you'll find none here. What is this in response to? What prompts someone to just suddenly pull it out of their ass and be like, I'm gonna make everyone think I'm the smartest motherfucker around? It's like, no, you just look dumb as hell. The author is gonna utterly demolish us, or probably not, we're too stupid. When strangers thought I was stupid because of where I grew up, I understood that they were granting me the high ground. I learned to patiently wait in ambush for the chance to utterly demolish them intellectually. Later, I realized that this particular battle strategy was a waste of energy. It was easier to simply stop talking to that person forever. Asked if anyone was a forensics nerd. I am a forensic science nerd, but importantly distinct from being a forensic scientist. That distinction established and reiterating that I'm no expert, my feverish nerdery on this subject has led me to the conclusion that most forensic sciences don't stand up to scrutiny based on legit scientific standards. Okay. Intellectual explains why being rude back to him is bad. No, seriously. Now, I understand not everyone agrees with some of my positions, and that's fine. I feel they promote discussion and encourage people to get their thoughts and opinions in order so they can convey their message. I know I sometimes hit a nerve, maybe where those teeth are missing, if I include a dollop of sarcasm or a soup con of irony, and perhaps I should learn to be more circumspect. But it's all good. A problem arises when some revert to the vernacular and employ more colorful give me a second. Colloquialisms? I don't know, to disparage me and my ancestry, not to mention some condemnation of my supposed sexual, Jesus Christ, proclivities? I never see these words. Cut me a break, guys. What these purveyors of the profane don't seem to understand is a stream of invective doesn't bolster an argument, it debases it. Those expletives only highlight one's inability to communicate, and okay, we get it, you know big words. Without context is silly dilly. So please, before you lapse into the lingua franca that so comforts you, please consider words can be harmful, especially misspelled ones, and I'm a fragile soul, delicate and intellectual constitution, so maybe don't break my balls? You know, the funniest part about reading all that is I have no idea what the f*** he was trying to say. You're right, I don't get the joke. It's not even funny. Explain the joke to me like I'm 5, because to me it's just like some kind of painful to watch psychological situation whereby someone with less emotional intelligence attempts to ridicule or belittle someone's more intelligent achievements to make themselves feel better. You fool. You fell victim to one of the classic blunders. Nope, I'd rather tattle and post on Reddit. Tattle? Are you 7? I'll be 13 in a few months, and my grammar is better than yours. Right. Dude uses hydrostatic equilibrium to remember miles versus kilometers. The way I remember the kilometer is shorter is by remembering 250 miles is about the size of the smallest object in our solar system with hydrostatic equilibrium. This is about 400 kilometers. It's really a very simple way to remember. I can see this makes some people laugh, but I've read so many astronomy books over the years and never go to countries that use the kilometer. It works for me. Me explaining to my neurotypical friends that the experience of deja vu may be indicative of the circularity of time and the incomprehensibility of temporal phenomena, and that the experience is often sidelined because the rupture in our cognition is too terrifying to bear. The personal subjective narrative is fragmented so violently that we resist its mystery. Reading all this makes me feel like the Rockwell retro encabulator guy. What does that even mean? You have expressed a desire for me to demonstrate your incompetence in matters of the past. With my simple question, I demonstrate your incompetence. Can you tell, please, on what particular day does your calendar begin? What exactly event happened on the first day of your calendar? Please continue to show your incomprehension for a clear demonstration of your not only incompetence in matters of history, but also simply written in text in English. This should be good for a laugh. You can also give a direct answer to my simple question about the starting point of your calendar if you know the answer. You can also admit your incompetence in the matter, explicitly admit that you have no idea about basic of past and history, and then I can tell you with which event your era begins. Oh my god, Lamau. Yeah, it was good for a laugh. They were right. His response or post, I don't know. OP's comment on his own photo submission of a personalized license plate. Oh, the decadence and vanity. Oh, the decadence and vanity that some are wont to exhibit. Lo, I have borne witness to a most absurd and perplexing sight, one that surely must raise the eyebrows of even the most frivolous and vain amongst us. Behold, a horseless carriage adorned with a license plate of most wanton and lascivious nature, bearing upon its face an inscription most vulgar and risque. To think that a creature so noble as the horse, whose beauty and grace is a wonder to behold, should be so debased and degraded by the likes of human vanity. Surely this vanity plate serves as a testament to the moral and intellectual decay of our society, where the pursuit of material pleasures and carnal desires reigns supreme. Alas, that we should stoop to such depths of depravity and moral turpitude, where even our modes of transportation are made to bear the mark of our base desires and indulgences. May the sight of such vanity serve as a sobering reminder of the corrupt and degenerate nature of humanity, and may we strive to rise above the base and vulgar impulses that threaten to engulf us in a mire of moral decay. What excerpt of Shakespeare was this? You just haven't learned enough about music. Jacob Collier mostly appeals to musically talented types that actually understand the theory he's using. No offense to non-musicians, but you just haven't learned enough about music for what he does normally to be as impressive and cool as it is to people who have taken theory or music. It's not a bad thing at all, but it is a thing. Because of that, I would assume that maybe 75% of the crowd plays an instrument somewhat well. That doesn't necessarily translate to vocal skills, but it does help a lot. Kind of sounds like he peaked at 16 though. I studied quantum mechanics when I was 12 years old, proved Fermat's last theorem when I was 16, and developed an engine that violates the second law of thermodynamics. I have an IQ of 185 and I am bothered by that statement. My training in psychology, sociology, and psychiatry informs me that those with an IQ of under 50 are not bothered by the statement. What was the statement? What gets these people so hot and bothered? They just gotta have a little typing fest. I have an IQ of 298. Why do intellectual inferiors think they have a grasp to even talk to me? My IQ isn't even 150, but it's nevertheless sufficient to instantly peg you as an insecure, underachieving wanker who significantly overestimates his own cleverness as an internet troll.
Wrote my PhD level paper on blockchain and ERP potential today. I'd post it here, but it's gibberish for most normal people, while I'm over here obsessed by the potential. Nerd problems. I'm a bit old to be one of them, but I know for a fact that nerds will change the world. I love being a nerd. I bet you're a janitor. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you're bragging about your intelligence. I bet you're like one of the janitors who's bad at his job. But a janitor's a fine profession. They love recolored synthetic pictures of space. This is the extent of their love of science. All that, I love science, guys. Coward probably would be confused if I posted my O'Neill cylinder or plated ring calculations of requirements for materials. Was bored and started calculating strain that materials would be under in these mega structures in their bare bone versions. Conclusion, steel will do, but problem is getting all the mass into space. I'm glad you have one downvote, you dickhead. If only they knew the truth. It takes a brilliant mind such as mine. Let's hear it, Deb. Please reveal to us your wisdom. We need your brilliant mind. I think what I'm seeing here is an identical epistemology to religion transferring itself ideologically in the political realm, but with serious consequences. There seems to be a cognitive intimidation zone between religions and ideology, commented with ideological adherence. Okay, we get it. You like to use big words. Just get to the freaking point. Blah, blah, blah. You're really smart. Moving on. What is dark but made by light? Reddit dark mode. Some would say a shadow, but in reality light does not create a shadow. It would be the object that obstructs the light that creates the shadow, so the correct answer should be the concept of obstruction. Shadows. It's shadows. Burn marks from a focal lens. Suntan. It's suntan. It's definitely suntan. Shut up, Smarty. It's suntan. That could be a whole series. 7-part series, 2K KM an episode. Yeah, I could dig that. 2km, so 2 LOL? K stands for 1,000. It actually means kilo. He wrote it correctly. He wrote 2K per episode. You are lolling at him like he made a mistake, but the truth is, you are just not knowledged enough to understand his words. So for that, LOL. Let me spit some knowledge, Mr. Young Guns. Kilo is a decimal unit prefix in the metric system denoting multiplication by 1,103. It is used in the International System of Units, where it has the symbol K in lowercase. The prefix kilo is derived from the Greek word, I can't read that, meaning 1,000. Wecky, you're welcome. Thinks he is worthy of the upvotes and added the same information to the bottom of some regurgitation reasons. Also, I never said the commenter I applied to is wrong ever. Simply laughed at the fact that he was laughing at someone else, although he should not be laughing because that person didn't say anything incorrect. How did I incorrectly correct someone, Mr. Big Balls? You show me good. Mr. Big Balls, you show me good. Weight is not measured in kg. What do you mean? Weight is a force. It is measured in newtons. In the proper measuring system, kg is measuring mass and not force. A body's relative mass of the quantity of matter contained by it, giving rise to a downward force, the heaviness of the person or thing. You're welcome, I guess. I didn't care. I don't care. I don't care. I weigh things in pounds and kg. Shut up. You know what, guys? I'm gonna bring out the cursed, sexy school teacher voice for this one. Ooh la la.
I'm 21 female. My whole life I felt like I was much more emotionally intelligent than my peers. Therefore, I still feel lonely and even more isolated now. I'm also really into visual arts and philosophy, and I'm exploring my truth and meaning in those fields. I find it really hard to relate to young adult books because they still revolve around things like what other people think, having illusions about romance, friendship, etc. Honestly, I'm way past these things.
I still don't know if that makes it better or worse. Do you guys like that voice or no? Can you just tell me? Please? A situation like a traffic accident could definitely trigger an acute stress response, or more colloquially known as a fight or flight. This is caused by the sudden and large release of catecholamines, I don't know what that is, including adrenaline and noradrenaline, which sends the brain into hyperactivity, resulting in a deferral to the most basic survival instincts. If I were put into that situation, the driver that crashed into me would have been in seriously grave danger as my alpha instincts would have taken over, and I possesses extraordinary levels of strength and speed. Ooh, bad boy. I hope you got strength and speed in the bedroom. Yes, math is not a natural blueprint coded into nature. It was invented in 3000 BCE by the Sumerians. As a social construct, our understanding of math varies with our culture and beliefs. Edit, don't downvote me, downnote your own ignorance. Men whom women find interesting are the most boring and shallow men I've ever met. Isn't it obvious that men who sweet talkers and who sweep women in their feet are perhaps the biggest sissy boys? Now, I'm not talking about the alphas or the ones who slay women despite acting like jerks or bad boys. I'm talking about those men who seem to be highly polished, working cushy jobs, and woman pleasers. In my observation, I found those men lacking intellect and they're completely incapable of critical analysis on any mundane topic. I mean, have you guys ever seen a woman who reads Nushtish, Shurashrish, Thorin, or Aristotle? The only word I got correct. Even if they read, did you ever find any woman who can appreciate these great thinkers, or at least understand 1/10 of what these guys said? I haven't. I'm a sad, lonely virgin. Jesus Christ, look at these words. Cogent points, and a perspicacious explanation. Why do you gotta use words like that? There's plenty other words like this. Okay, I'm gonna try my best here. Indeed, latent cogent points and a perspicacious explanation. A pleasure to encounter someone on here making an assertion followed by being conversant enough to be able to cover the proverbial check that they wrote. Most people on here will proslate something to the effect, "You can't trust CNN. Fake news. They're lying." When I notice the comment, I request that they expand and elaborate with credible verification, evidence, proof, facts. I've never heard back from them. Please, dude, just use some smaller words. No one cares about all the big words you looked up on Google before typing this. I find it near impossible to relate to individuals on a deeper level if they're not atheists. Oh boy, here we go, one of these people. Let's get to it. They can be acquaintances and they can be friends, but could I ever have a deep connection with that individual? No. Sadly, there's no point where conversations stray from reason to delusion. I noticed this trend in all the people I know that are religious or quote-unquote spiritual. Eventually, in one conversation or another, they stray from logic. This type of thinking just doesn't match my own, and I feel as if it would be impossible to form deep bonds with friends and romantic partners that aren't atheists. My fiance, best female and male friend, close group of friends, family members I'm close with, all atheists. Because we're better. You know, you even said a good point here. Let me find it. Oh, here we go. The type of thinking just doesn't match my own. It means it doesn't match your thinking. So that doesn't make it wrong. It just makes it wrong in your fricked up little head. Day 1 of COVID spike protein mass production. My arm is sore and I slept 10 hours, but feel great. My ribosomes are probably about 10% of the way through exhausting the polio A chains on the mRNA. Oh my god, why are you saying all these words? The spikes have started to get migrated into and intercellular areas, and my T cells have gotten woken up to witness the start of my immune. No one cares. Here's what you say. Got the vaccine. Heck yeah, doing my part. That's all you gotta say. No one needs to know. My T cells are activating and turning into T cell transformers to beat up vaccine. Only simpletons accept things unquestionably. That's why we also have another idiotic terms as Snedethniles, which means child friend. There is nothing you can explain to me compared to my knowledge of life on both a geopolitical and spiritual level. You are a nobody. Real smart people don't waste their time telling people about how smart they are online. Okay, I bet you're like, I watch Rick and Morty because I'm a Rick, when really you're a Jerry. You're not even a Maury, you're a Jerry. Fixing typos in your text is for cowards. I'll message someone, what are you doing tonight? And that's on them to figure out what I just said. That's my mom in one message. Shows your ignorance and inability to use proper grammar. Really a great way to teach your children to spell and write a correct sentence. Feel sorry for you, but even more sorry for your children. Hope you are able to read and understand this, as this spelling and grammar are correct. You flex hard, yet can't structure a sentence. Yep, there you go. And yet, one of the weakest of his rap, they made out rhyme with another out. This is almost trash tier. Maybe psychology could explain why the slower person seemed to like it that much. My bet would either be simpletons love when you talk about guns, or they love when white boys is used as an insult. Just shut up and enjoy the music you like and don't listen to the ones you don't. Anyway, you also seem like an easygoing person, which I really adore. So much for the self-deprecating humor already. That explains Cougar. Am I being intimidating? I tend to write high-level English already up front, but don't worry, you can rest assured that I don't intend to overwhelm. I, in fact, trying to impress you. You also have a wide pelvis bone, which make you look fertile and procreation ready, thus more feminine and attractive. Say like a woman that deserves to grow my seeds. The real question now, will you nurse my seed and grow them? You're real good at structuring those sentences, huh? Yep, that's good. That's good. Frick you, Target. I just want some goddamn shoes. If you're sick of corporations forcing politics and any stripe down your throat, and you are smart enough to know they're patronizing you, then this is the book for you. Curse of the High IQ by himself. Yes, by himself. Good for him. Adults afraid to check their bank account. College students afraid to check both. Yeah. Best of both worlds, baby. Gotta be accurate. That hits too close to home, man. It's really not that hard to pay for college. Anyone that says it is probably just doesn't actually try. I have a PhD in pharmacology, Dr. Blank Blank, just in case anyone wanted to read my autobiography, and it's because I actually applied myself. Student death is just an absolute joke and fabricated by lazy people. Okay, Mr. Genius, here's just a little tidbit. My guess is you're like 50 or 60. I don't know what you're doing on Reddit, but did you know college has gone up 3 times since you went to college? Adjusted for inflation, it is 3 times more expensive, at least adjusted for inflation. You're making me so angry I can't speak. Neither necessary nor sufficient. I fail in dating and do. They succeeded and don't. Treating someone as the person they are is neither necessary or sufficient. For ethical behavior, it is necessary. However, the dark texture exists because it is not essential for all dating goals. No, I see why they don't date you. You can't spell, you can't write, and you're just a dickhead. I don't consider myself intelligent, but people around me think I am. I like to read a lot without any particular topic in mind, so when I start talking to people, they think I am intelligent, even though I am not. This intimidates a ton of potential partners. They think I am perfect, not into relation. Is that spelled right? Relation because of all my talking and stuff? You're an idiot. This makes it so hard for getting into relationships. So basically, if you are intelligent or people think you are intelligent, when your probability of getting a partner goes way down. Boo-hoo, you read a lot of books and it makes people think you're smart or you're just sucking yourself off. Oh, come on, that's not nice. I am a bot and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit. Nice. It doesn't exist in nature. Every brain in every living being exists to survive and reproduce. Even friendship is not magical. Friendship is magic. First of all, My Little Pony taught me that. Back to the letter of the dummy. It's a give and take system until one side is not giving back and it becomes toxic. Or, you have children, then screw everything who isn't your child, XD. It's just how our biological brain works. I will, however, ask you on the specific meaning, what did I wrote that was not nice? That's a bot. That's a bot, bud. That's a bot, buddy. You fail to recognize the quantum duality of being both of these states simultaneously. Hey, bud, you fail to understand the meme. I personally believe I at least partially understand it, but it's very possible I don't, considering the infinitely many ways to interpret any information that exists, including memes, hence why Socratic discussions are lovely. Don't add the heart at the end. It doesn't make up for your idiotness. To be fair, MBA is basically the easiest degree to get. I could get an MBA with my hands tied behind my back. Then do it. Not worth my time. I don't want to spend 2 years learning profit equals revenue minus cost. I hate you. Wish I lacked critical thinking skills. Y'all seem so happy. I'm so glad you have 0 likes. So glad. I've never played that crap. I don't follow trends. I'm an individual with a mind of his own, which in today's world is rarer than the rarest Pokemon, of which I would have no idea of what that is naturally. Dude, you're the worst head of staff. Your IQ is 0, literally. Mine is 500 times your IQ. Well, I'm not very smart, but 0 times 500 is still 500. Oh, wait, no, it's 0. That's right, it's 0, because you're an idiot. Intelligence is a curse. You just find everyone else to be shallow and simple. Even making friends becomes difficult. If you'll know, you'll know.
I know, man, because my name's Rick and we're all Ricks over here.
Me contemplating the math behind this whilst everyone else is calling voodoo magic. Shut up, no one cares, and that's why you don't have any likes on your comment. I'm so happy about that. If I was in charge of the world, everyone with an IQ below 140 would be neutered or killed. Damn, bro, would you volunteer first? Let's start with you. No, let's start with you. You're the one who came up with the rule. A squared plus B squared equals ... E equals MC squared. I was 8 years old when I realized how much of a nerd I am. My first thought was cute, but with Einstein C was the speed of light, and with Pythagoras C is the hypotenuse, and I didn't have to look that up. First thought. No one cares. No one cares if you know that. It's not gonna help you in life unless you're taking a test. Jesus. Des unstoppable. You have failed the English exam. Impossible. Impossible. Also, I never failed an English exam except my first one when I didn't know any English at all. And you didn't get the meme, and that's why you got 6 whole downvotes. That's a lot of downvotes.
If she can't figure out how to light a fire, she shouldn't be playing Zelda. What? How does that make sense? Okay, snob. That's not snobby. I'm an intellectual. Oh, look out everyone, we got an intellectual here. Zelda's game logistics and mechanics are incredibly complex. If someone is struggling with lighting a fire, I can only imagine the struggle they will have in a dungeon. These are the worst type of fans. Look, I personally love anything that comes from the Legend of Zelda series, so hearing some other fans say, oh, you shouldn't play it if you can't do so-and-so is so annoying. Don't listen to that person. Do whatever you want. My ex-girlfriend left me because I did not agree to her request to get sushi for her birthday. All I did is explain the dangers of anisakis parasites, I think that's how it's pronounced, that is found in raw fish. I wanted to invite her to a good restaurant, but she left in anger. I didn't take my girlfriend out to dinner to the place she wanted on her birthday. I wonder why she's mad at me. Bro, it ain't rocket science, you're just a jerk. Nah, they should have used obsidian. Or give Washington DC bedrock 192. You're clearly not experienced in Minecraft at all. If this were a Minecraft command, it would think DC was the item, so this command wouldn't work. The person/thing that you are giving the item has to be one word, so it would be /give Washington _ DC bedrock 192. Please do not mess this kind of stuff up. You're ruining the image of Minecraft players. No, sir. You're ruining the image of Minecraft players. If you had to guess, what was your most used word in 2020? What a pointless question with no real basis for inquiry. If only, instead of having a culture of frivolous remarks and artificiality, we had one intellectual and cultural exchange and problem solving. Then maybe we would define a purpose and align with our evolutionary potential. Don't forget, you're dealing with aberrated people. They're not responsible for their answers. They're victims of culture. That means they have been influenced by their culture. I can imagine this person on a date, it goes like, so what TV shows are you watching? Ugh, TV? What a pointless question with no real basis for inquiry. If only, instead of having a culture of frivolous remarks and yeah, I'm just gonna go. Buzz Aldrin, I feel we need to remind the world about the Apollo missions and that we can still do what seems to be the impossible. There's a lot of sketchy stuff involving the moon landings. We do need to go back. There's zero reason it should take 50 years to make it happen again. Make us conspiracy think something was up there. And if you don't think there's any sketchy stuff about the moon landing, then you haven't fully done your research. Ayo bud, that's Buzz Aldrin. He was the second person to be on the moon. If you're gonna say that it was sketchy, then you're gonna have to say that he's sketchy. That's like going up to Katy Perry and saying, I bet you don't even know all the words to fireworks. It's like, dude, no. How are you so educated? I read statistics, unclassified FBI documents, and history in my free time. Most of what I know about life are things that I did not learn in school. School teaches you what to think, not how to think. America's education system is an indoctrination camp that sugarcoats atrocities and preaches a false dogma in order to keep its citizens brainwashed enough to prevent a revolution. It is not the only country that does this. I mean, I didn't like public school either, but dude, calm down. Sometimes I think about how much smarter I am than other people and how it would be over for everyone if I wasn't crippled by my mental health all the time. Yo, what do you mean over for everyone? What are you, some type of supervillain? Now that I've taken control of my mental health issues, I shall now take over the tri-state area. Like, dude, that's how you sound. You sound like an evil villain. What makes you special? What makes me special? I'm 5'11", i.e. taller than most Indian guys. I'm 17 and I own an iPhone 12 Pro. I have a PS5 as well. well, and a gaming PC. Ooh, with RTX 3090, that's actually pretty impressive. I live in the United States of America, LA to be precise. My ex-girlfriends all have been white, something I'm proud of. Ooh, that's you're racist. I see. Okay. Okay, let's keep going. I am an intellectual. I think that I'm a mix between alpha and sigma male. I'm a lone wolf type, but I'm very outgoing too. I'm working out to be more muscular at just 17 years of age. Most kids my age watch Friends and crap. I read the Feynman lectures and watch more intellectual shows. I don't use crap like Facebook, Twitter, or Reddit. They're for normies. I only use Quora, LinkedIn, etc. Keep your standards. I like Italian food over Indian food. I want to become a billionaire. Biggest life goal. Most of my friends are into middle-wage jobs. Dream higher and bigger, fellas. I like physics, math, astronomy over low IQ subjects like art. Whoa, okay, that's taking it too far. How do you not love the arts? Like, how do people even go into arts? It's boring as hell, and it doesn't make use of brain one bit. I'm a budding polymath and polyglot. I'm pretty fair-skinned, too. There we go with some racist-ass comments. Yo, you're white passing. Good for you. I prefer relationships over hookups, as I've tried both of them. This dude is a hot mess. I mean, sure, he's a teenager, 17, but no, he does not get a pass. He's racist, he's got an overinflated ego, he just seems like a bad person. My dog is really strong. This style of humor has never worked for me. My brain is too analytical and cuts in front of this. And now I am picturing some adult finding a broken supercharger, realizing they are walking a dog, and little internet points sparkle around their head. Yeah, that's actually probably what happened. Wow, you're so fun. What a cool guy you are. You must be great at parties. Bruh. Oh, and that got 1 award. That's 5 H's too much, buddy. And now you have 2 options presented before you. You can either correct your spelling and only have lost 1 downvote, mine that's just cast. Or you could choose to leave your bastardized form of the English language on exhibition and get a few hundred downvotes. Since you only have 2k karma in 2 years on Reddit, I recommend you choose wisely. Ooh, that's gonna hurt that guy's score. Oh, not the first guy, no, the second guy. Yeah, he deserves it. Hey man, don't discount that cousin. They'll probably be chilling together at some point. Probably. Just spell the word out properly. It's P-R-O-P-E-R-L-Y. When you use language like this, it makes it clear that you're a bit of a dumbass. It's probably, not properly. Congratulations, you played yourself. Avatar was literally about anti-imperialism, anti-capitalism, and depicted in an incredibly realistic, grim future of humanity attempting to strip other planets of resources after they ended up pillaging their own world to the ground. Rewatch it. Your kid brain didn't understand it. Nope, no dude. That's kind of the plot of the film. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone understood that. That's why the main character, Jake, decided to team up with the blue people. Like, I'm pretty sure that was part of the plot, right? Sorry, blank. Honestly, I don't know what to tell you. You and I just wouldn't be happy together long term. I'm a future multi-billionaire. Don't talk to me like an idiot. I'm not your ideal whatever guy. Someone some way, and that's okay. But I wish you would give me a chance. I can make your life a whole lot better and more adventurous and all around awesome. But if you don't want me, damn. And you are right. We are on different paths in life. You are a military person, and I'm a business genius. That is 2 different worlds to live in. But if you were with me, you could just not work and chill and travel the world all the time. But you don't want that. Way too much fun. Or maybe they want to live a fulfilled life in which they do work and are not spoiled by their partner, so they could both be seen as equals. Clearly, you don't want that. You want somebody to take care of, somebody who's reliant on you. That way, you have all the power, you manipulative megalomaniac.
Yeah, Hulk smash!
I'm writing about the Incredible Hulk. How corny. If this guy were subjected to gamma radiation, he would be quite dead, possibly deformed. But the abnormality would not come and go with the change of his moods. The show annoys me. Therefore, I think that this repulsive show should be taken off air. I like science fiction, but it's going too far. Hey buddy, you see that word right there? It's at the end of science fiction? Yeah, the word fiction. Go look up a dictionary to find out what it means. No, for real, do it. You might be surprised. The average human can hold their breath for 30 to 90 seconds. The cameraman who filmed Finding Nemo? That's weak sauce. Downvote. Finding Nemo is an animation film, meaning that there were no camera crew. It was all made on the PC with 3D software.
Hey guys, did you know Finding Nemo was an animated film?
What? That's crazy. That's surprisingly deep. If this is deep, please, for the love of all that's holy, get off the internet. r/you don't know crap about what is deep. I bet you like those Instagram pages that are like, follow for deep content. But if you want something deep, look up the compensation effect, not this surface level garbage. I agree, but you calling it out like this is way worse. Like nobody asked. I'm glad someone could say it. Agreed. I want new pronouns. My English PhD brain screams every time I see they, them for a single person. That is incorrect grammar! Whew, feels good to scream that. You know, I could go on a long tangent about how the English language is versatile and therefore using they, them pronouns in a singular setting isn't actually too out of pocket, but you know what? This person clearly isn't ready for it. With an IQ of 145, I don't see how wearing a mask can help when we all use the same door handles to get in the building and touch the same keypad. Hashtag COVID is fake. This guy does know that you have to wash your hands and wear a mask. Like those aren't mutually exclusive tasks where you can only do one. Is this guy just admitting he doesn't wash his hands? Dude, that's not a good look. The way she reconstructed and redefined what it meant to convey and obtain the concupiscent anomalistic clearance, showing us that divine idiosyncrasy is ebulliently inevitable when simultaneously substantiating what it's meant to be. Bish, what? Pretty much the lyrics of Take Me Out by Franz Ferdinand. World War I reference joke. I'm probably the only one who got that. Yeah, cause nobody else knows what World War I is, of course. You disgusting worms. I can machine in 12 different languages. I have an MA in fabrication and a doctorate in CNC. And even I think that the 3D guns are good for modern kids. You're not on my level, trust me. So take a mother effing seat and leave my people alone. I'm pretty sure he's defending video games for kids, but yeah, this ain't the way. I just noticed something about this picture. See? And then you draw these ones here. I actually don't know what it means, but yeah. Oh my god, for F's sake? I snorted. It's sad that I'm only 16 and I know what most of the equations are and how they work. Cool bro, what do you want, a cookie? After watching this movie, I was going crazy to ask everyone else to watch this movie, but they show no interest. That is when I realized that I'm living among people with lesser mind. Same. This movie is amazing, but everyone I know who have seen it don't understand half of anything that's going on. It sucks. I feel the same. None of my friends are... Okay, stop it right there. Look, you're not better than anyone for enjoying a movie that other people don't, alright? You're not special. It's just an echo chamber of people like, yeah, everybody has a lesser mind than us because we enjoy this. For a second, I almost thought this movie was the Joker just because of what people were saying, but I actually don't know what the movie is. This is the biggest problem in life, and my college instructors are average at best. It's hard to get anything done when you have to actively think about what you're going to say and immediately dumb it down a few levels just so more than 5% of the room will get it. I've had to get graded by an independent adjudicator on 3 separate occasions because my theses on papers are somewhat far-fetched but still were well within the guidelines for the paper, and I was later given A's on all 3 papers. I just want to make an original paper instead of something that has been exhausted in many forms. This issue constantly crops up for me in the academic world, but nowhere near as much in the work world. This has led me to be stuck working with people of diminished or non-existent intelligence, because to progress in this work world, one must deal with academia. Hints, anyone? You know what's really exhausting? It's not the papers that other people turn in, no, it's this post. It's the way you choose to think about life that is just, I'm tired, honestly. Horseshoes never need trimming, only their hooves. Hell, that'd be an amazing source of iron if they actually grew. Screw iron golems, let's farm horses. It's iron, leather, and meat. Well, would you describe this as a state of affairs, or an event that seems deliberately contrary to what one expects and is amusing as a result? Good heavens, I have a score of negative 121. All I was trying to ask is if this was an incongruous juxtaposition and blah, 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 blah. The CG actually looks super real. It's CGI. CGI stands for computer-generated imagery. That's like saying the computer-generated looks so good. It burns my brain cells seeing comments like your. And then another smart guy comes out of nowhere and is like, don't you mean yours with an S? Comments like yours make me feel so smart. Imagine a world where the famous musicians actually studied and knew music theory. Music would be great. There are very few people that I can talk to nowadays about theory. You know, notes that actually make up some advanced chords, scales, modes, keys, reading sheet music, etc. Playing 3 or 4 chord songs consisting of just major and minor chords gets extremely boring. That's why I play jazz. 90% of today's musicians can't even comprehend jazz. That's cool, bro. What do you want, a cookie? Here's the thing. I have a political science business degree, and I almost became a lawyer. You don't want to have a constitutional discussion with me. I literally have pocket constitutions strewn about my house. Stay in your lane. Oh, you don't want to mess with this guy. He was almost a lawyer. You know, all jokes aside, how are you gonna brag about almost becoming something? That's ridiculous. People act like it's so hard. I'm 15, and yeah, I do have a really high IQ, 150s, and I can easily do integrated calculus in my head, and easily calculate the amount of valence electrons in a nucleus. And I'm also highly trained in quantum physics. By the way, I'm totally self-educated. There are no electrons in any atomic nucleus. Boom! Quit your bullshit. Me writing a 10-page essay 8 hours before it's due. I could knock out 10 pages in like 2 hours. I wrote an 80-page case study in 48 hours, and it was supposed to be 100 pages minimum, but I got an A anyway. Ah, cool, bro. What do you want, a cookie? Seems like the Series X wins as expected. No. How so? Explain your point, please. Have you studied computer science or quantum science or even compute unit science, or do you even understand what a teraflop is? Oh, what? You have an opinion? Name every fact ever. This will be the map. The map of the Electoral College, and yeah, no, you weren't even close. I have a tested IQ of 148. After analyzing all the information out there, this is the map that is going to happen. No, you were so wrong. Seriously, dude, you weren't even close. I think I know my problem. I'm too smart. Let me clarify. I'm too intelligent for what I've been doing with myself. Regardless of the job, my intelligence level has been beyond it. I sometimes have to dumb down to give off the impression that I'm being taught. It is too confident, it is conceited, it is whatever you would like to put with it, but don't leave out the fact that it's the truth. I always feel like I am not met intellectually, and when something is too easy or not challenging mentally, I get bored. Hopefully soon I run into something that will give me all of the things I'm looking for. Until then, hashtag I'm feeling myself. Hashtag that man cocky. Hashtag that man confident. You know, not all smart people have to let everybody know that they're smart, okay? It's not a good look. My 19-year-old son bought a car today. Aw, congratulations. Cars will become unbearable liabilities for most people as energy prices rise. I regret to inform you that you and your son have been deceived into thinking that personal car ownerships is an accurate signal of socioeconomic status and freedom to act in the future global economy. Now, you know, you could go ahead with that tweet, or you could just say congratulations. You could just say congratulations and go about your day. Seriously, this person seems like they're projecting. They're like, I'm smart because I don't have a car. Yeah, all those idiots who bought a car for themselves. What a bunch of weirdos. Maybe don't use a super in a 1v5 next time, okay? Damn, I didn't know we were playing against 5 people. An admirable attempt to try and appear witty, yet it is ironic since you're clearly too ignorant to comprehend an obvious comparison of lives to people. Buddy, it was a joke. Calm down. It's honestly boring for me to be so smart and understand everything. That's right, the meaning of life, I already understand it. The mysteries of the world, that's easy stuff. Cause apparently this person understands everything. Why is it so difficult when you are a lot smarter than normal people? Shouldn't it be easier? Well, here's another secret. Life is difficult for everybody, but the fact that you believe that being smarter makes it easier might explain why you're having such a tough time. Tell me, what does your job entail? I teach kindergarten. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. Well, my job is quite complex, though I'm used to the endeavors involved. It entails a highly strategic and analytical approach in terms of contract securement. Lots of travel across countries, hiring the purchase of telewares, as well as sub-engineers for telecom organizations. It's huge, just like its revenue though, lol. How are you doing today? What's your plans and schedule for today? Whoa, buddy, you're coming on a little too strong. Tone it down about like 10 notches. In fact, just sit on a 0 for now, alright? Just take a break. The more energy you have, the more faster you go. If you go faster than light, you time travel. What does this have to do with the video? Just to get the facts out there, you can't control me, so this video is about phones, and phones have energy. My topic was about energy. See how it links? Okay. Dude, this person has not replied in over 2 weeks. At this point, you're just arguing with yourself. Stranger Things is for kids. Dark is for smart people. Please don't Rick and Morty the fan base. I mean, it's a cool show. It's good, but it's not a measure of your intelligence. If a Stranger Things fan tried to watch Dark, I think their brains would explode. Yep, there it is. But for a lot of people, Dark takes a lot of brain power. Sure, buddy, whatever you gotta tell yourself. Not everything is about ease, me, 14. No, I'm pretty sure it is. For context, I know Python programming and I automate just about everything I come in contact with. Alright, you know what? I give these people a pass, alright? They're 14, alright? Everybody goes through the phase of, oh, I know everything, I'm so smart, but this kid, they have a chance of growing out of this, alright? So I'm gonna give them a pass for now. I went to college with a lot of guys trying to work for Boeing. I think I changed their minds via a compelling essay on class inequality as it intersects with race, national origin, and disability. Half a dozen talked to me after class about alternatives to capitalism. Oh yeah, and when you were done reading your essay, I imagine everyone clapped, right? PSA, the word ion, by definition, is an atom or molecule with a net electric charge due to the loss or gain of one or more electrons. Thank you, Google Dictionary and high school chemistry. It is not, nor has it ever been, a shorter version of the wording I don't or I do not. Sorry to those who say this. I mean no harm. It just makes me cringe. I don't know what this guy's talking about. I'm just gonna skip to the next meme. I don't know. I am colorblind and I just took my driving theory exam today. Of the 8-dot test, I could read 2, but I still passed because the questions are selected from a fixed pool. So I memorized the layout of over 100,000 dots. And so when I saw something I couldn't see, I analyzed the pattern and deduced the answer. Oh yes, I just, memorized 100,000 patterns. That's bullshit. Alright, stop lying! No one is ever gonna get the fact that hot and cold is kind of like Todoroki from My Hero Academia, because that is his quirk, and I constantly get a lot of the jokes, so yeah, I'm just gonna leave this dislike here and move on to the next meme. I was editing my paper on string theory the other night, and my mom told me to stop playing on my laptop. I just stayed quiet and then watched her play Candy Crush and go on Facebook. Confused noises? LOL, a physicist who lives with his mother. But I'm 16 and I can't buy my own property yet. Okay, that's a fair point. Alright, I'll give you a pass. Why do these people feel like they need to flex string theory or like quantum physics in order to be smart? Just because you throw theory or quantum into the mix doesn't make you sound intelligent, especially when so many other people are trying to do the same thing. Jason is a smart guy and a deep thinker. This interview is one of the best I've ever seen. It's not that deep. Read some Aristotle or Aquinas or You hear that? That's how you sound. Be gone, you logic goblin. Thought of this as a drunken night. Turned to math night soon after. I get horny about hashtag mathematics. Oh, hey buddy, you forgot a hashtag. Hashtag not getting laid tonight. You didn't say it, but yeah, I totally felt it. Studies show if you listen to classical music, you have a high IQ. I listen to it quite often. Obviously not often enough. Well, kinda. It's very difficult to explain my exact views. I would have to write an essay, history report, and a book report to explain it. You know what? Spare us the details and just go away. I swear, a group of Russians united for a common cause can pretty much do anything. Hey, that's why the Germans got blasted back to Berlin. LOL, yeah, no. Obviously you haven't read about the Eastern Front. The Russian army was encouraged to do things via threat. Most of the time, a charge was executed because half of the regime was ordered to stay behind and shoot anyone who didn't charge. The Red Army in World War II worked via dread and threats, not unity and teamwork. Call of Duty wasn't in fact an accurate portrayal of actual history. Relax, mate, it was a joke. You ever think about all the consoles and trading cards and everything rotting in landfills are forgotten in some attic or basement? Aw, now I'm sad. No, I mostly think about the unfathomable vastness of the universe, or the inexorable tick of time. But that's valid too, I guess. Oh wow, you didn't have to one-up me, but yeah, here you go, smart guy over here. I miss how holidays felt when I was younger. I miss talking to people before acquiring mass amounts of intelligence. I feel ya. Yeah, well, this is why people don't want to talk to you. I do not typically gravitate towards comedy, as I find it rather base and skewed. But recent events have left me amenable to levity. What is some affable and rational humor in which I can indulge? Hey, Dr. J, go home. You're not drunk, you're just very annoying. You're an anonymous account with a crappy username. Don't try coming for me. Also, my opinion does matter, LMAO. You know I was right. Haha, I know it took you a minute to spell anonymous, LOL. I'm actually in college with a 4.2 GPA, and I'm almost done with my political science major. You probably don't know what that is. Basically, bring up something political, and I know more than you. Is anybody gonna tell this guy he's arguing about his background in an Instagram comment section? Kinda embarrassing if you ask me. If Biden Biden wins, I'm leaving the US and going to Hawaii. Vote red, buttholes. Yeah, cause if Biden wins, screw America. I'm moving to California. Why do so many white people speak non-white languages? Cultural appropriation is a real issue, okay? One of the worst cases of this is in the realm of second languages. Caucasians love to appropriate cultures through language as a way to intrude on the lives of those who do not speak their language. It's seen as fun or interesting. Spanish is another issue, and Tumblr has had this debate before. You see so many white kids at high school or college who are so proud to be able to speak Spanish. Why not speak a European language like German instead of appropriating this culture of minorities? R/shit Americans say. Yeah, white people, why are you speaking Spanish? There's no white people in Spain. To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand Rick and Morty. The humor is extremely subtle, and without a solid grasp of theoretical physics, most of the jokes will go over a typical viewer's head. Bro, I have taken about 3 IQ tests, and I am in the top 1%, and crap still doesn't make sense, lol. Oh no, you got 2 Iamverysmart people. They're just clashing with their knowledge. They're like, Rick and Morty is an incredible show. And then the other genius is like, well, I'm a genius and I don't get it. Nobody wins in this scenario.
Atheism is inherently right-wing religion. If you actually cared about or understood historic materialism, you'd understand that it demands agnosticism on the subject of metaphysical Just shut up. I already hate you. This is what everyday life is like when you have a higher than average IQ and live on planet Earth with humans. Favorite comment of the day. Now it's hard work not being an idiot. They don't know what we go through. It's so hard. As you can tell from my superior vocabulary and sentence structure, I have read more books in a year than you have in your life. You have grammar mistakes there, I'm pretty sure. I have a higher IQ than you would expect, even considering I'm smarter than a lot of people in my school. Okay, and nobody cares. Nobody's gonna give you internet points today. Oh, awesome. Maybe I will get diagnosed with too smart for society. Especially seeing that I retired at 33. Haha, classic. Hey, cryptocurrency, decentralized finance funds, my fishing all week. Minte, hard work being such a smart feller, but someone's gotta live it up while you lot break your back for Taxinda, smiley face. I'm glad you don't have a single like. I'm so glad. To break it down for the idiots or slow people out there. So basically what he's saying is the jets are too fast at the moment for the sound barrier. Someone had to explain that not everyone is as bright as me, so I had to break it down. I could have broke it down to where you wouldn't understand the damn word, but no, I did it for the idiots, not for your attention or people with high intellect like myself. And that, my friend, is why you only have 3 comments and not a single like. I couldn't imagine how many dislikes there are. After catching myself explaining neutron degeneracy pressure to a 7-year-old, I've officially realized that elementary school students are too young for me. I'm a middle school teacher. You should be fired for posting this on Facebook. Don't get all your info from YouTube. I prefer reading text. Learning from videos means reducing my input speed to someone else's agnostically slow output speed. Very inefficient. AKA, you're a smart arse. Like the other guy said, depends on the individual. I was considered a mathematician in grade 9, but at the same time I was also watching advanced statistical model videos while people learned equations. Shut up. No, you didn't. Anyone who's actually smart doesn't brag about it online. Dude is so talented, he went ahead and did it a second time. Oh my god, you're so dumb. It's obviously a replay, but people on the internet are so dumb. Unlike me and my friends, each of them has an IQ at least 140. And they always come to me if they have questions about quantum physics or philosophy. For me, it's so obvious that this is a replay. If you look right after IQ, you misspelled of. You put ode. You're an idiot. Damn, this is good science. As someone who reads scholarly articles literally hours a day, I became absolutely furious at how often even researchers/doctors misinterpret or enormously exploit results. Wish you were in the medical research field, but I'm pretty damn sure you found an amazing niche. Good stuff. I gained a few IQ whilst reading your comment. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. In a giant mind map, I utilize philosophers, economics, political sciences, Scientology. I was like 20, but as a pessimistic person, evolution had a way that could be overrun in my brain. A lot of ends united, and then I discovered finance. finance. And I recreated myself and beat all the Asians in statistics. There were only 2 or 3 girls in my postgrade. My brain just needs a deep word to discover and analyze. I don't think we are suited because I don't think you know what I'm talking about. Bro, the most bothering thing about this post is your 38 unread text messages. What is wrong with you, you monster? I don't know if I want to go now. Mom has all the headaches and pain, and if she can't be well, then I might as well just stay here. She can't even talk on the phone. As of now, she seems to have recovered, and highly hope that she continues to remain consolidated. She has even returned back to her employment. In addition, you could still visit me and my father. I recommend that you keep those factors in mind. Can you talk normal? You're talking to me, not a professor or a stranger. Jesus, my friend. The scale of my usual word count is ridiculous because I get mad at myself for writing anything less than 1,700 words in an hour. Absurd. The premise of textual nihilism holds that reality is intrinsically elitist. The futile and subsequent dialect of landcast obscurity uses pre-cultural materialism to deconstruct outmoded colonist perception of class. Do you or do you not agree that culture post-textual theory holds that art is responsible for the status quo and that in sense the subject is interpolated into a capitalist paradigm of context that includes sexual as a paradox? Look guys, all I'm trying to say is that Derrida's critique of Sonnett's camp states that consciousness may be used to reinforce colonist precision narratively, but only if consciousness is interchangeable with truth. If that is not the case, we can assume that discourse is a product of the masses. Am I the only one who didn't understand that? Ha ha ha, Cougar's a dummy! Yes, I am, but like, bro, what is going on with this sentence? Paragraph, whatever. This might seem weird, but I just feel like I'm a bit too smart for my own good. I mean, when you reach a certain level, it becomes very hard to find a partner that is intellectually stimulating enough for you. 99% of girls just become boring to you, and you have a hard time relating to them. On the woman's side, the great majority of them are not looking for an intellectual introvert who's a little socially awkward, and they find you too weird to be interested in you anyways. That being said, I would really like to have a girlfriend, but it just seems impossible to meet the remaining 1% of girls that might be compatible partners. The problem is that really smart girls are not the kind to go on Tinder or to hang out in bars, so the question becomes, where do you meet them? There's a smart fact for you. Definitely not on Reddit, you lonely simp who probably wears a fedora/tribble. Oh, you're one of those people. No, I don't say whether I am ready for a relationship or not. I have a more toast view of love, I suppose, but it's also unique, as it should be to everyone. If you let time determine it, then you haven't let your feelings determine it, and either you'll miss out on that intelligent, funny, and outdoorsy guy now, or you might wait too long to find him. IMO, I'd live by saying, regardless of the contingent variables in my life, if someone is what I want and want them, then I won't let time tell me I can't want them now. Love shouldn't be an add-on or get in the way of whatever difficulties you currently have. Though I am not a preacher, that is just the love I want, where it doesn't matter where I've happened to be in my life right now. If someone could tag along in a meaningful way and I want them to, then they will. There's a reason they didn't reply. Because you're insane, and you think you're a genius, but really you're an idiot, probably working at, like, I don't know, man, a dumpster. My friend's explaining to me to other people. This guy right here, super weird. Since it's Rick explaining himself, I feel the closer truth is introspective, rather than a third-party explanation. Anyway, I don't have friends, likely due to my innate ability to overanalyze things to the point of seeing the hypocritical, paradoxical futile of attempting to appropriate meaning to the meaningless and breaking the fourth wall in people's happy three-dimensional realities. Well, back to the realms of isolation and perpetual purgatory. Have a wonderful day. It's a Rick and Morty meme, dude. It's like, hey, I'm Pickle Rick. I didn't need you to ruin it for me. I have more money than you. I am smarter than you. I have 9 degrees. I prefer my man to have a clean-shaven face. This is a deal breaker. You can make one thing I can't. Kitty. I'm looking for a sperm donor. Open to doing it naturally, clinically with strings. I don't really know what to say. I hate this lady. I hate this lady so much. I have too much intellectualism and self-confidence in society that deplores intelligentsia. So I am just used to being ostracized whenever I speak my mind. Most people around my level go quiet and subversive, or insane and seclusive. Wearing it on my sleeve is rare. Just got off the phone with a friend of mine. He has 129 IQ or something, and I constantly floor him with info. He likes listening to me, but he is rare. Okay, now you sound like one of those guys on Iamverysmart. Never been there. I did get tested and the results were both lonely and depressing. It is one thing to feel alone and another to have proven it. Oh my god, you're so smart, and everyone stood up in the room and clapped. Am I off playing video games, watching sports, or hitting on women? No. I'm lying here trying to understand why light reflects. Hey, hashtag nerdlife over there, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. You're not that smart if you don't know why light doesn't reflect. Just tell me, please. I'm literally a genius. Like, that's why I'm right so often. I study at the most prestigious university in the world, and I'm right so often because I continually educate myself and don't speak on something unless I know what I'm saying. I literally say, I'm not sure, or don't quote me on this, or I might be wrong when I don't. I'm not trying to blow smoke up my own booty or anything, but that would be a good time. Believe me, I hate myself with a fiery passion, and I know I'm worthless, but at least I know I'm intelligent. Wiring, I myself gave design 2 planes already on VTOL when I was a teenager, which is why my family wanted METO, study space and aircraft design and physics, which did not want to, and a concept of a helicopter. Also, I designed a prototype if a supercar, so designing something to specific rules, quote unquote, from follows function, is not hard to do. By the way, a German technology, learn English. Please. I can't spell, but learn English, please. Your bio and profile picture gave me the hint that I was talking to a moron. This is not a conversation between equals. I'm teaching you something, and you are being taught. This is a hilariously low IQ cope, by the way. You can have a low IQ and still be fine. You don't need to cope so hard. It's alright, buddy. I'm just a genius, and you're just a dummy. It's just how it is. A while ago in my AP chemistry class, subtle brag, this one annoying kid and my friend were having a weird argument about who was better. The annoying kid said, well, at least I have a girlfriend, to which I responded, whatever, your girlfriend has 67 protons. In response, the entire class, including the teacher, turned their heads to look at the periodic table on the wall. The element with 67 protons is helium with the chemical symbol Ho. My teacher was the first to laugh. And then everyone stood up and clapped, and then I got a medal and graduated at 12 years old. Yeah, sure you did. Not Breath of the Wild, certainly. Breath of the Wild was not meant for people who lack critical thinking and basic strategy skills. So I understand your frustration that it was not geared for folks like you. But it is a masterpiece to those of us who encompass those skills. Time is a flat circle. If you know that quote, you'll understand what it is to be intellectual and on the verge of madness. You're 35 and on Tinder, so not smart enough to be, just saying. She probably in the group of people that kept reposting that big bowl of fruit saying, ugh, this is over a bag of chips any day. I would pick fruit over chips any day. Y'all brains have been so brainwashed to enjoy junk food, and you think it's weird when people prefer healthy food. Chips taste good, that's why they eat them, not because people have been brainwashed. You sound stupid AF. I can guarantee I know more than you, but carry on. Sure you do, dummy. I was getting ready to send you some peer-reviewed studies on this. However, after further consideration, I've determined you aren't worth any more of my time. Where you could have just posted a link or two to back up your claims. Her professionalism. Help. Fight mental illness. You can't reject logic and intelligent reasoning and still somehow imagine yourself to be an intellectual. It's not how it works. Bow down to those who are eternally greater than you. Bow down to your gods. Accept that you have a mental illness and that no matter how hard that broken mentally ill brain works, it will never overpower mathematical logic. Intelligence is eternally superior. Jeez, whatever you are, a hun must be really good crap, man. It's called mathematical logic. Most kids start speaking with one-word sentences. Mum, dad, etc. Most people are morons. I didn't say a single word until I could form complete sentences, and my first sentence was a question, something that must have been bugging me, but which I couldn't work out myself. Why are hills up and down? since it was our first conversation, but since I clearly had been taking information and also thinking Dad wasn't sure how to answer tectonic plate movements and erosion. And then everybody stood up and clapped at my baby brain. It's a sat-elite, brah. I really hate to be that guy, but the moon is a natural satellite, also obviously a moon. But I can't finish this one. It hurts my brain too much. I legit have a headache from reading all these dumb things. On Earth, a magician puts his hand in his hat. In the rabbit realm, the hand emerges. It is time. The rabbit council must choose a sacrifice. Actually, that's not what's happening. Magicians use the techniques such as misdirection, prejudication to pull out these illusions. Yes, I know, I'm nerdy. Ooh woo. Why don't you ooh woo yourself off a cliff? I wish there was OnlyFans for intellect, stuff like literature and mathematics. There is, it's called college and it's way more expensive. Growing up, I was told I was intelligent whether it was my friend, family, and peers. I had people come to me to solve problems and discuss things to assist in their day-to-day issues and problems. I miss that. Now I'm older and have advanced my understanding further and educate myself more. I get called a know-it-all, smart arse, or similar phrases when trying to help people understand a topic I am well learned in. Please someone explain this backwards logic. I guess it doesn't matter if I'm right because no one wants to give a butthole the satisfaction of being right. No, it's because you're wrong and you're stupid and they were just pandering to you and you shaped your memories to make you seem like a superhero. I don't think this is Port Royal. It looks too deep, intact, and the architecture doesn't seem right for an English colonial town. You can literally Google Port Royal and these pictures show up in images, but no, you had to comment like the smart, big IQ redditor that you are before looking at crap yourself, dummy. I did, and while this picture did come up, I looked around for more than 5 seconds and found that this is actually Neptune Memorial Reef, not Port Royal, Mr. 1000 IQ smart redditor. Yes, when two redditors go at it and they're both proved dumb. Me, looking through a telescope. Wow, the universe is so beautiful. God placing his hand inside black holes. Thanks, it has pockets. Not sure which part of this failed joke is most cringeworthy. Perhaps it's the notion that evangelicals would take their noses out of their Bible and William Lane Craig's rectal opening and try noticing the physical universe around them. Or it might be the delusion that one could hear an audible voice from a non-tangible cosmic bearded white guy or his Jewish zombie son. That's the best way I've heard someone refer to Jesus, Jewish zombie son. Though it could possibly be the embarrassing equivalence of an instance of space-time with gravitational acceleration so drastic that light itself cannot escape it, aka a black hole, to paint pockets. Take your pick. My pick is my fist to your face, if I ever meet you in real life. I wish I could speak another language. What? Do people not learn other languages in the UK? I'm 17 and can speak 2 languages fluently, and I'm studying 3 others. Fluent in Icelandic and English, studying Danish, French, and Spanish. It's so weird for me to hear that some people only speak 1 language. Oh my god. And then I learned every language, everybody clapped, and I won a Nobel Peace Prize.
Don't challenge me. At 15, I tested at 148 IQ, certified by Mensa. At 16, I made the 1%. Just because I have opinions doesn't mean I'm wrong. No, but this comment does. Pretty stupid, to be honest. When I step out of a swimming pool, I'm not surprised that I can no longer float. If I was an astronaut, as soon as I landed, I would be capable of writing my reports and presenting to my superiors. Probably lift some weights afterwards as well to counteract the effects zero-G had on my body. Just saying. I love the negative 2,900 downvotes. That's a record for me. The last things germs will be caught doing is going on food before 5 seconds. Ho-ho! They move far too slow. Anybody with a brain and a decent understanding of basic microbiology can figure out that the 5-second rule makes no sense. Just like your brain. I think this guy have known a lot of drunks and potheads. He has learned how to have fun just like them. It's beautiful. Wish I could suppress my mind like that and be funny similar to Ross. Good stuff. You da man. You're an idiot. I also agree with this. As an academic, I sometimes struggle reading legal texts. I don't think law texts always need such complex use of language. Laws in the US are written in plain English. If you can't understand them, ask yourself why. Pretty sure they are written in legalese, which can sometimes lead to confusion for non-lawyers. They are written in plain English. Again, if you can't understand them, ask yourself why. Bit of a dickish thing to say. Hope that's plain English enough for you. I can't understand what you just wrote as it's grammatically and syntactically incoherent. I'm so smart. The lid could be a makeshift shield in the knife fight, but you should probably still bring a knife too. Makeshift. LOL, clearly you need a lesson on how to use the space bar there, buddy, but I won't be teaching you since I only deal with important thing like the subject or the subjectives that allow for you to instigate the inclination of willful ignorance in relation to a 1080p monitor, but I wish you luck. Oh, I love all those downvotes. No offers or rejections were sent out. That one dude who posted he got an offer is a liar. They moved their deadlines. We should be getting offers soon, all 3 rounds at the same time. Not true, I got mine and so did other friend who applied. When did you receive the mail? That's impossible. I didn't get mine. You're aware not all of us get offers, right? My IQ is 0.001%. It's impossible I don't get an offer. That right there is why you didn't get an offer. I would brag about being smarter than most adults here, but that is like bragging that you can talk to a baby. Goo goo gaga. Oh, my good man, I didn't know you spoke baby. Goo goo gaga to you too. See, that's how dumb you sound. That really is how dumb you sound. Rage Against the Machine never specified what type of machine they were furious with, but I reckon it was probably a printer. The machine, which they refer to, is capitalism and oppressive structures in the highest levels of society. You're welcome! No need to mansplain. My teeny lady brain understand how poetry and song lyrics work. I was making what is called a joke. I have been finding joy of late by returning to my roots and my core aspiration to be a brave and capable intellectual explorer, seeking out the deepest, most important questions and then working to answer them. I've always amazed that there are so few of us who think this way. And that's probably why you have 0 followers. PSA. It is ill-advised to ensue superfluous issues with an individual who is equipped with the intellectual ability to depreciate and counter the entirety of the ignorance you have felicitated. Please don't be that person. Can you stop using all these big words? They hurt my brain. I don't need to read these big words. You sound stupid because you aren't even using some of them right, to my knowledge. I am a thinker by nature, and my X-ray vision can't help but penetrate every matter to its depths. Explore, it's not just mentally or intellectually, but also metaphysically and spiritually. My analogies and observations are unsetting for my dimwits here, so I will stop now. Ha ha. Using a lot of big words there. Also, I didn't know you were Superman, since you have X-ray vision. I'm proud of being objective, superior to everyone else that isn't me, if the answer is your question. You're a pathetic troll, shut up, little man. I smell salt. Deep down, you know I speak the truth. My IQ is 187, by the way, which is more than double yours. Tee-hee-hee-hee. Yeah, for all that and your using improper grammar, that's kind of funny. I'm a prime example of put aside high IQ and let's focus on basic mechanics and some embarrassing facts here. I can pick up practically anything and become quite good at it far quicker than anyone you pluck off the street. I study quantum mechanics, cosmology, electrical engineering, genetics, and all sorts of topics because I find learning to be a fun and rewarding experience. Thus, I understand many things most human beings cannot, even being to contemplate, much less claim to truly understand. Was that last sentence breaking anyone else's brain? Because I just feel like I'm dead now. Best of both worlds. Adults afraid to check their bank account. College students afraid to check their bank account. Gotta be accurate. It's really not that hard to pay for college. Anyone that says it is probably just doesn't actually try. I have a PhD in pharmacology, just in case anyone wanted to read my autobiography, and it's because I actually applied myself. Student debt is an absolute joke and fabricated by very lazy people. Alright then, buddy. You seem like you're 40 years older than I am, so yeah. I recently saw someone whip out a calculator for 32 divided by 2. I suppose I should be grateful to have a mind that finds that ridiculous. If you're reading this, by the way, I mean no offense. Minus, it's just that stuff like that comes to me as easily as walking up a curb. It's so foreign to me. How dare you use technology? Fire scary. Phones are controlling our brains. 32 divided by 2 is 79.
Or should I say 69? Bish is a complete psycho, like the vast majority of the left. Honestly, it's probably a sing of the capitalist of American society. If you look back at large societies that have failed, they all get crazy and obsessed with gender stuff right before they fall. Burning with an IQ of 120 plus. It's a lonely, dark time. You can't even talk to anyone because they are all so freaking stupid now. I'm mostly concerned about how bad some drivers are on the road. I'm not concerned about people's intelligence. I wish that getting your license was a little harder. I see a lot of accidents near where I live. I think in academics, natural talent is more distinct from skills learned early. My parents can attest to me being clearly gifted in problem solving / engineering from a toddler age. Sure aren't gifted at getting any likes or retweets on Twitter, though. Burn. Oh my god, guys. Being intellectually superior gets exhausting. I refuse to waste time arguing with peasants over concepts they cannot comprehend. I'm right, you're wrong. End of story. I'm so smart. I am of the unfortunate ilk that cannot sleep at night if I do something wrong or hurt someone knowingly. And as I am too intelligent to not see the truth, I have no choice but to always do the right thing. This is why I am glad I am not in medicine, because then I could never kill a patient. I hate you so much, I just want it in the face. My IQ is way above the average 200. And it took me approximately 2 seconds to understand the pattern. I find it funny that normal people like you are confused by simple things. Ha 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 ha! And the downvotes prove you're right. I'm 21 female. My whole life I felt that I was much more emotionally intelligent than my peers. Therefore, I still feel lonely and even more isolated now. I'm always really into visual arts and philosophy, and I'm exploring my truth and meaning in those fields. I find it really hard to relate to young adult books because they still revolve about things like what other people think, having illusions about romance, friendship, etc. Honestly, I'm way past these things. I like to go to Coachella just for pictures and drink my boba tea, and I'm just so smart. So, your idea of complex life form is just more of random organs. That's so incredibly dumb. I rarely actually laugh at comments that yours made me audibly laugh. The idiocy is astounding. Ha! You only got 3 likes. So, this is a review of new Portal 2 mod that aids time travel. There were many gems in the reviews, but this one takes the cake. Recommended. Normally, I would not take anything serious if it claims time as another dimension. However, this game wraps my brain the same way I try to imagine geometry in 4th dimensions, so I'll give it a pass. I'm a genius. Mom, I need bagel bites for my genius brain power. Anyways, a great game. My filter for dating is simple. Must like The Office and Parks and Rec. Must like Rick and Morty. Must like Napoleon Dynamite. If you can't quote or don't like any of these, I'll assume you have a low IQ and more fit to show your butt off Instagram. You know, my friend, you are in that Facebook group called We're All Ricks, Man. But really, you're a Jerry. Because you said stuff like this, you're a Jerry. Let that sink in. Oh, geez, you're such a loser, dude. Okay, us intelligent people come off as stupid. I swear it's not our fault. No, you're just stupid. I actually feel quite empowered every time I walk into Home Depot's irrigation section and get asked if I need help because I'm being polite when I say, no thanks, I'm good. The real answer is, no, thank you. And by the way, I just heard you tell that other guy you don't have half into a quarter in the microtubing converter, but here it is. And no, that 8-port manifold does not have a pressure regulator. All his tubes are now going to burst. Okay, bye. Wow, dude, you're really impressing those Home Depot employees. You gonna put that on your tombstone? That's right, I'm smarter than Home Depot employees. I just automatically am because I know irrigation systems. I'm so cool. There's nothing wrong with being a Home Depot employee that doesn't know what they're doing. I was a Home Depot employee that didn't know what he was doing. I'm not good with tools, man. This book is buns. Well, if you knew anything about literature, you would realize this is an amazing work of art. So not it isn't buns, it's a masterpiece. Your buns too, buddy. Your dog water.
I don't find confusing movies confusing. My mom didn't understand Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and I had to explain Inception to her while we were watching it for the first time. I found Matrix very predictable. People call me crazy just because of this stuff. What are you talking about? Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was a kid's movie. You're an idiot. Everyone understands that movie. It's so simple. Stop bragging. I understand. I understand Inception. The movie really was an ending of a dream because the dreidel thing kept spinning. That's what you sound like. You're exactly as dumb as I know you are, and I'm smarter than you can comprehend. I'll sleep like a baby knowing Georgia will have to show an ID to vote. Yeah. Can I copy your homework? Don't ask the line to those smart kids. This line is so much annoying for them. Yes, it's so much annoying. so much annoying. Yes, I am very special. You have no idea. What I have come to understand is that other people confuse my certainty about things for something else. I fit in when I want to fit in. My identity is not what concerns me. Other people's perception of me is not something I dwell on. This is why social media never appealed to me since I quit 6 Degrees in 1999. I mean, good for you for not caring what other people think, but you don't have to brag about it online, and you're on a social media right now. Sick and tired of not being able to communicate effectively because I use too many words. I'm going to have to learn how to simplify my knowledge much better in the future. See how there's only 14 likes and 20 comments? Dude's probably getting roasted about how dumb he is. That could be a whole series. 7-part series. 2K, KM an episode. Yeah, I could dig that. So 2K, KM, so 2MM, LOL. K stands for 1,000. It actually means kilo. He wrote it correctly. He wrote 2,000 km per episode. You are lolling at him like he made a mistake, but the truth is, you are just not knowledged enough to understand his words. So for that, LOL. You know, you made a good point by saying knowledged and all that stuff, but you were a dick about it, and you laughed afterwards, so you've disproven yourself. This meme is so intelligent for most of my Reddit gamer. Yeah, you're probably right. It was a bit of a gamble to post it. I don't think it is bad to post it. I just think most Redditors haven't even heard of Schrodinger's car. And if they have, they don't know what it is. It's Schrodinger's cat, last I checked, and it's alive and dead at the same time. Yes, math is not a natural blueprint coded into nature. It was invented in 3000 BCE by the Sumerians. As a social construct, our understanding of math varies with our culture and beliefs. Edit, don't downvote me. Downvote your own ignorance. Why, that sounds so good. Successful entrepreneur and CEO, masters in psychology and genetics, graduate of Harvard, active member in both Mensa and Freemasons. You'll understand if debating me, you're at a severe disadvantage. Why are you dressed like a My Hero Academia character that got rejected for the hero course? Updated on grad school. I love it. I am very smart, like really smart. I am also ahead by 1 to 2 models in each class, so now I am bored again, which is the entire reason I chose to go to grad school. And you got 0 likes after 1 day. There you go, buddy. Last week, I corrected my professor in art history class, and she took it pretty hard. I basically proved her knowledge wrong and got thrown out of class for it. Thankfully, the rest of the students protested this move and followed me out. They asked me to hold the next class at my house and teach them the next chapter. Eventually, we all went to the department head and complained, so the teacher is now suspended, and I have an A in that class. You know we are in the same class, right? We literally had a lecture today that you didn't even show up to, and you have the audacity to spread these lies? LMAO, she got caught red-handed. You should go read a book as well. You can find a better comeback. What book, pray tell? I'm looking for something new. Just read John David Forster's Wallace's Infinite Jest, highly recommended by the way, a little Proust, and a book on Motley Crue. Dumb as dirt, but awesome. Give me a recommendation, my new friend. I don't know which one of these people I hate more. I just hate them both. I hate small talks. I want to talk about atoms, death, aliens, sex, intelligence, the meaning of life, faraway galaxies, music that makes you feel different memories, the lies you've told, your flaws, your favorite scent, your childhood, what keeps you up at night, your insecurities and fears. I like people with depth who speak with emotion from a twisted mind. I don't want to know, what's up, dude? I just like saying, what's up, dude? Tell me your whole life story. I want to hear it. Oh dear God, I can already tell this one's gonna suck. As we know, Emma Watson is a superstar on every level. Well, other than the fact she's not much of an actress, she was dreadful in Noah and a big batch of post-Potter things I've seen her in. Not that I'm complaining really, as she's one hot babe and I'm just happy to just stare at her. I bet you get all the ladies with that superstar personality of yours. What a fatuous comment! Barely restrained, psychophonially dribbling of you there, my dear. I voice an opinion, you make a caustic remark, and Horman maybe look that up. I just feel like he'd pronounce these words wrong. Anyway, being a good-looking bloke, yes I do. The ladies are queuing up. Wow, you like the thesaurus, don't you, brah? Don't ya? You know, I thought anti-vaxxers were the worst thing, but this guy might just be a little worse. Now you'll see what I'm saying. Most people who don't have 140 to 150 IQs really can't effectively differentiate between Johnson & Johnson and other vaccines. We need a clear message. The fact that you said we makes you think that, like, you're under that IQ thing, just saying, that you're so smart. Best case is they permanently pause Johnson & Johnson vaccine and make clear that, oh my god, I'm so bad at this one's name, Moderna and Pfizer vaccines use a different technology. To be fair, you have to have very high IQ to understand the vaccination effort. The differences between mRNA and endoviruses are extremely subtle, and without a solid grasp of modern immunology, most of the public health messaging will go over typical American's head. Agreed! I understood all those words! Moral of the story, school wasn't intellectually challenging enough for me. During my freshman year, with attendance issues yet stunningly high grades, my guidance counselor maybe should have offered some guidance. I was already taking advanced classes, but AP and IP weren't even a thought. I honestly still don't know the difference because I graduated high school with credits that also were college credits that were so worth a whole college semester. So, like, I don't know. I shouldn't have been punished for being smart with good grades, but having missed days. I learned different and needed different. I didn't fit into the very outdated colonial system of school that was designed for farming schedules. First of all, public schools do kind of suck. They don't really care about their students, let's be honest, except for a few good teachers. But also, if you were this smart, you would not be complaining about it online. You would go out of your way to find extracurricular learning advantages to better yourself even though you're bored as hell in class.
You have no idea about my education. About, alright? Why don't you add an E and look up my name? I am Prussian royalty and German nobility, dating back to Frederick the Great. I took math and sciences in the 7th grade that you will probably never see in your entire lifetime.
Okay, cool. Good for you. Voracious consumer of information, trivia, and educational material alike. I enjoy conversations that are engaging even on an intellectual level, but A, sounding smart is exhausting, so let's talk about deep, meaningful things, and in the same breath sound dumb together and do dumb stuff while claiming to be smart. Because, why not? Life's too short. I'm here for the process, not the outcome. If you know what I mean, swipe right. I think she wants a booty call. I think that's all they're looking for is a booty call. That's the smart way of saying, I want a booty call.
The precious Monday neuropathologically walk because imprisonment puzzlingly tie underneath a bewildered column. Testy proud notebook. If you're gonna speak English, could you at least make an effort to be the tiniest bit of coherent? No, they can't, alright? They just have to speak mumbo jumbo, alright? It's all they know. I don't get downvotes. It's the ever-present Gaussian white noise created by liberals with nothing better to do who are thoroughly frustrated knowing there's no logical counterpoint to the facts being laid out, those facts being ones that contradict their faulty beliefs. So in their impotent rage at reality, they downvote those very facts. Classical liberal. Oh, I'm very sad. You can read my paper I'm going to publish and reshape the world of quantum physics. Oh wait, you're probably not going to be able to understand it because I'm only way too evolved, but you're just stupid, and I'm praying for you. And remember, God loves you. For the record, I graduated second in my class at Harvard, and the guy that got 0.17% more than me, unlike that, probably isn't even the top 10%, but sorry for me because I had to go down 2,000 levels and yet not near you. Dude, you are just... you are all the way overcompensating. I don't even know what you're trying to say anymore. Just take a breath and just, calm down. Showing this video to me is like showing a degree-level mathematician simple addition and teaching him about it. Yeah? Okay, well then don't watch the video, okay? But what? The The MCU is the bottom of the barrel entertainment-wise. They don't even have a good score to go with any film, and all you get is Guardians of the Galaxy with their low-tier boomer rock. Anyone who watched these films and enjoyed them have the same IQ. Mine is 137. But anyways, those who enjoy the film have the same IQ as those average Americans, so I'm not surprised that they're so famous. Dude, shut up. Guardians of the Galaxy is cool, alright? Just because you don't like it doesn't mean that everyone else is dumb for liking it. I've thought for a long time people educated beyond their intelligence do more harm to society than ignorant ones. Sure, yep, now keep talking into the void. You know, the void of people who didn't ask? Yeah, just keep shouting into that. Duck isn't playing a game. It's about life and death. The game is played by the tiger, a bit of food, more or less, insignificant for his survival. Dude, it was a joke. You didn't have to take it that serious. It has a symbolic character that the stronger does not always have the right to capture. We humans condemn the jungle law. The word game is extremely questionable in this case. Okay. Seriously, it's not that deep. Yes, you are well paid for a job like yours in our country. I get paid pretty well, yes, but I know I'm worth more, at least more than what I'm getting. But I'm not complaining because of the current situation. Yes, we are all working hard and we don't care how much. It's just that we like it. The value of man lies in the embodiment of value. Only in this way can we enrich ourselves and make ourselves more beautiful. Okay, that was a really weird response. Yeah, I'm just gonna block you now. I'm not really sure that just saying God isn't real to people would do anything, but it just seems so dumb that people in freaking 2020 are still wasting their lives on this stuff. I guess it's helpful for them, but the amount of productive things that could have been done rather than people dedicating their lives to a myth is jarring to me. You'd think as far as we've come intellectually as a species and culture, we would finally get rid of it and replace it with more productive things. I'm not going to quote Nietzsche or something, but he thought we'd replace it with philosophy and art, the humanities. Instead, we're twiddling our thumbs because we're scared of death and finality. Not sure if religion will ever die if reality still isn't universally accepted. No offense anyone, but man, just question your faith and don't blindly follow things. Yeah, you know why you got -6 downvotes? Because nobody asked! I love druggies because they constantly act like unique snowflakes that blurt out pseudoscience and misuse quotation marks. If you wish to talk to me while you have a chance, go away and come back when you're sober. In fact, I'm going to show your comment to my friend Caleb. Ha, I have friends and you don't. Nah, you know what? I'm going to show it to the whole Hobbit Memes Discord. And no, you can't join. It's reserved for intellectuals and people who have actually read the books. And they're all going to laugh at you. Enjoy and have a decent day, bud. From a worried actual, I repeat, actual book reader. Edit guys, could you please cool it down with the downvotes, normies? Come on, read a book. Holy heck. Double edit. Fine, I don't care about your downvotes. They don't affect me. I have a lot of karma and could not care less about 10 downvotes. That's reverse psychology, because I have a PhD. Edit LOL. Oh, come on, this guy has to be trolling, right? This song truly was made in heaven. It's a golden experience to listen to. There is no heaven. There is no hell. This was made by people here on the rock that we're all speeding through time and space with. How dare you trivialize it to be associated with the patriarchy of religious belief? Art thou an asshat? Methinks yes. Dude, you both enjoy the song. Why can't you just be not this? I never heard of them before. What about field glasses? That'd work. I mean, how do you pronounce Beanos? Bean-O's, which is how it's spelled, but has no relation to the actual full word. Or bias, which would be the truncated form of the word, but has no relation to the spelling Beanos. Binos is the shorted term for binoculars. Ooh, get called out. Been on a break, trying to increase my reading grade, SMH. Teacher even sent a whole email, and for intensive reading, they have a 45%. Bro's got a 6th grade reading level as a senior. Meanwhile, I'm a sophomore and I read at a senior/college level. Wow, good for you. What do you want, a cookie? No, seriously, because nobody asked. I lay awake at night thinking about if the Big Bang created multiple universes. Then this would solve the antimatter problem without violating conservation of energy. One universe would have tons of antimatter while another universe has lots of regular matter. And it doesn't have to be limited to 2. Many universes could have formed in the Big Bang, and then all of them could have started out with different proportions of antimatter and regular matter, as long as the total amount of energy adds up to 0. Edit. Oh, sorry, I forgot what I was saying. So yes, I get that exactly. I'm the most productive between 12 and 4 a.m. Dude, I don't even know what you're talking about. I think you feel like you're onto something, but look, I have no clue. I'm just a guy reading memes, man. I hate being smart because the smarter you are, the more you understand reality, and my brain understands reality to a degree where it keeps wanting to self-destruct. Man, I hate being 14. Questions of science, science, and progress. As an INTJ, this line speaks to me the most in the entire song. Same, but as an INTP, I have no clue what any of that means, but good for you guys. Go ahead, good for you. Where the success sequence is parsimonious, elevating lust, and the pursuit of wealth above the natural goods. Pregnancy is liberal in the old-fashioned sense of the word. Indeed, by the standards of our professional class, even munificent. Yeah, look, I'm sorry, the AmericanConservative.com. What are you trying to say? Am I just dumb? What is this? Is this English? I'm tripping out over here. It doesn't make any sense. You can insta-mine stone in the Minecraft version 1.17 with the stone hoe, kind of. You got the right results in the wrong way. That comment is very ignorant. I cannot relate to your comment if your IQ is under 145. Mine is 170, while yours is most likely 75 to 90. Please rephrase your comment to where higher cognitive individuals like myself can relate. Smiley face. The what? Okay, I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you have a little yapping dog you put outside to ruin everyone's night, you need to be punched in the freaking nose, and your dog needs to be smacked, and then both of you are locked in the same room for a month. Put your little yappers in the house. Be respectful of your neighbors before I kick your butt. Seriously. Pardon me, but before you rant on social media about your own personal issues with a neighbor, which I might add you seem afraid to confront face to face, you should learn proper grammar and learn how to spell. It makes your ignorance and poor education so obvious. You should be embarrassed, not only for your ignorance and hostility, but also because you're really a coward with an axe to grind. Grow up and grow a pair. Seriously. Yeah, I don't like that you're talking trash on the internet, so I'm gonna talk trash on the internet. Oh. I have had IRL sex many times. When you're 6'2", strongly built, and have an IQ of 181, it is difficult to live the Chad life, even though I wish I did sometimes. This man's writing his own fan fiction. He's like, yeah, I'm a 6'2", strong built, IQ 181 built man. Aw, yeah. Meanwhile, he's sitting in his room like, oh, I really hope I'm impressing these guys on the internet. It was actually in the 1890s when Texas had a storm of this magnitude. I was without power for 3 days and we survived. Maybe you should shut the F up if you can't engage in a civil conversation. Yes, because you surviving for 3 days reflects the entire experience of Texas residents during the storm and power outage. Yeah, you definitely took the short bus to school. Sure, go with that. But at the worst, most of us who lost power had it back in 3 days. There were of course outliers, but not many. Google outliers if you don't know what that means. Look, dude, you're arguing on the internet. Just what are you doing? I can relate to being smart. It's hard to explain to people how I know things to be true because of all the multiple steps of deduction reasoning in my brain that actually happened. I end up saying, well, it seems that this is the case, or I dig around for evidence that someone else has collected. I know it's not really being psychic, it's being observant and then cross-referencing different observations to draw conclusions that fit. People are automatically suspicious of any of this type of knowledge. I've started using it as a weapon, to just say like, how do I analyze this person to tell them something they may already know? People like to feel smart, not dumb. Then I put the things I know in the form of questions. Like, I wonder if this is a possibility. Wow, that's big brain right there, alright? r/IamVerySmart? No. r/IamVery smart. There you go. Do you know the reason for the downvotes? Reflect on your Reddit experience and then answer. Well, to be honest, I don't really care. Most of the population are idiots, so not thinking alike and not being like the masses is more appealing to me. Stupid comparison, but Plato was also misunderstood in his time. Everyone hated him. When you think outside the box, people don't understand you. So I couldn't care less about people downvoting me because I said I closed my Facebook. Yeah, most of the world's a bunch of idiots, though I'm not gonna listen to anyone. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to MK. That never gets old. It does? Everything is older than it was a second ago. What a dumbass. Hey, you leave this person alone. Everybody loves the phrase welcome back to MK, okay? It's a solid phrase. Fun fact, some people have an internal narrative and some don't, as in some people's thoughts are like sentences that they hear, and some people just have abstract nonverbal thoughts and has to consciously verbalize them, and most people aren't aware of the other type of person. Some people actually think and others don't. Big surprise. And no, I'm not going to be nice about it. For those who actually think like not internal monologue narration type thinking, just think about how you tie your shoes or some other routine manual task. Do you think, okay, here goes this and then this goes through here and then over there? Or do you just picture how to do it in your head and then do it? Would you consider the second one to be thinking? Because people without an internal monologue go through their whole lives like this, every decision, every action is done out of some nearly thoughtless autonomy. And no, it doesn't mean that they're not intelligent. In fact, they can be pretty good problem solvers when it comes to practical things. Likewise, having an internal narrative isn't proof of intelligence, but they're also not the kind of people who are capable of reasoning through abstract problems. They're the kind of people who fall for logical fallacies and can barely understand why they're wrong in the first place. Yeah, so those with an internal narrative are dumb, and those without internal narratives are also dumb. And in fact, everyone's dumb. That's how you sound. Life goal: build a Dyson sphere around the sun powered by decentralized AI. Unlimited energy for everyone. Dude, stop. What are you talking about? Can you imagine all the scientists around here are just like, we've been looking for unlimited energy forever, and it's been on this guy's Instagram page the whole time. Like, no, all right? Just sit down and just maybe stop posting on Instagram. You're embarrassing yourself. Honestly, I don't know what to tell you. I think you'd have to be crazy to buy a Rolex right now. I'd invest in AMC and buy the dips in crypto. You'll make 10 times that in a few days. AMC is on a free fall. It was only hype so the early guys could get out. False. There's still like 132 million shares shorted. The company can run for 2 years even if they make zero revenue in that time. AMC is easily a $30 plus stock when they return to pre-COVID numbers. But by all means, attempt to argue the math with an astrophysicist. I have about 4,200 shares and I made about $16,000 today. And that's not including the calls I own. People like you also thought Dogecoin and Bitcoin weren't going anywhere. I'm curious about your training as an astrophysicist, given you have such deep insight into the stock market. Did you sell? Math plus insanely high IQ plus my portfolios speak for themselves. Buying a home at the age of 23 plus the raw Ortex data plus being okay, we're done. We're done with it. This guy he's a clown. He's a phony. A big fat phony. I did not get triggered. You guys are such sheeple. You can't even use other words because your vernacular is tied to the internet culture. Words like triggered. It's tough sometimes being the intellectual that I am. It can get pretty lonely when nobody else of equal intelligence is around to relate to you. LOL, says the guy who can't stop saying sheeple. Yeah, you guys are stuck on internet culture and that's hella sus. Yep, and just like that, you're a hypocrite. The reason I want to date you is due to having seen you for a while. Not only have I seen you, I've witnessed your personality traits and social profile evolve through chemical and elemental processes. While adapting to my living conditions, I conspire reticulated inspiration from your vibrational train of thought commands. I see houseflies in a quarantined area while you are the originalist individual that's watching from the outside, and I turned my life inside out to expose my freezing pain coiled in a minute of wonder just to resolve the love at first sight. To misuse activity, then I force Coupe de Villes with brain dead rims. Other words, stupid wheels, you are a body. Okay, he's not speaking English. I can't read this. This man is speaking gibberish. He's speaking gibbly-gorp. I don't know what he's saying. You must be great at parties. Go into Google, follow the link, put down fart night for 2 hours and learn something. Cause right now you're a mess. LOL, okay buddy, yeah, I'm the mess. You can barely make a paragraph without contradicting yourself, lying, or engaging in some non sequitur. LOL. Oh, I used a big Latin word again. Don't cry. It'll be fine. Why did people think that using big words is impressive? Like, a lot of the time it's seen as just trying too hard. Like, you don't have to say non sequitur. It's just, it's not natural. 24-year-old alt-right Caucasian male, 133 IQ, 7.74-inch penis. Wow, how specific of you. Still looking for an anarcho-capitalist girlfriend. Must be under 5'6" and at least somewhat mentally stable. Willing to settle for a minarchist or a right libertarian if you're above an 8 out of 10 in appearance. Preferably of Atlanto-Mediterranean descent because I seldom date outside of my anthropological subrace. Hit me up, babes. Yeah, no, I don't think a lot of people are gonna hit this guy up. What do you guys think? I don't watch TV. My good taste in music brought me here. I'm 28 and I have been listening to this song for at least 15 years. It amazes me how with the internet, so many individuals in my generation find great music like this through TV shows. Sigh. Please don't include me in that group. I find music by looking for it. Hey, good for you. What do you want, a cookie? If only it had a screen protector. A screen protector would not have helped in this scenario. While I could certainly do the calculations to prove it because, I finished top of my class in physics and math, I feel it is enough just to say that the forces involved are simply great enough to assume the conclusion. I would call this common sense, but I understand not everyone is blessed with an extraordinary brain like I. Ooh, look at that, -45 downvotes. I think you're getting downvotes because you didn't write r/sarcasm or some crap like that, and Reddit is full of simpletons who think they're AI. They're just intimidated by my genius. Level IQ is 160. I don't blame them. It's human nature to fear what is beyond comprehension, and that's how religions get started. Garbage. Just all all of this whole conversation, this whole thread, just garbage. The guy was trying to make a funny joke on r/well that sucks, and it turned into this. How tragic. Stupid people, they're everywhere. Thank God I'm not one of them. But it does get a little lonely sometimes. Stupid people are so stupid, they don't even know that they're stupid. They think that they're actually morally superior. They think that they have the best advice. And they get so emotional. And they're hypocrites. If I didn't hate them so much, I would feel sorry for them. But they aren't worth my pity. What's sad is that all the stupid people have the power. Because that's what they seek. Power. They need to elevate themselves with their ignorant, pretentious righteousness while putting others down. That's how they get the power that they have. And they benefit from being in a universal-sized hive mind mob. So they are always the majority. In other words, stupid can't be defeated. All you can do is go Rick Sanchez on them and laugh as their bug intestines get splattered all over the place. Let me shove this portal gun up your rear ends, you dumb screws. You stupid people are a bunch of CGNs. Oh, so I see you're a fan of Rick and Morty, huh? So this is why people don't like that fan base. Okay, I get it now. That is how we talk, or at least those of us who went through a private education. Confidence is ignorance. If you're feeling cocky, it's because there's something you don't know. All I can tell you is the more education I've received, the more ignorant I felt. I am blessed by knowing just how much I don't know. Well, if you like being informed about stuff you don't know, there's this thing called social cues, which you absolutely lack. Ome wa mo shindaru. Nani? You're lucky I took Japanese classes. I'm not sure many other people would understand what you just typed. No, I'm pretty sure most people understand the meme. A 154? I got a 500 something when I went. I scored an average of 520 on all the tests. Okay, I think you're just a bit cocky though, fam. You see, if you knew a little bit more about what you were talking about, you'd understand that the max score you can get for most of these tests is just a little under 200. So the idea that you scored over 500 for most of the tests is completely fake. Each large muscle of a bodybuilder represents a language he didn't learn, a poem he didn't read, a fun fact he never memorized. Wow, that's a pretty stupid take. Because the big guy's strong, it means he doesn't read. Buff people can't be smart. That's impossible. If only you understood how stupid that sounds, you wouldn't have said it. I would like to inform you that I got an IQ score of between 111 and 127 at age 10. So your immature comment has no meaning to me. Anyways, you too. Yeah, I have a high IQ score, which means I can't be immature, right? Is that what an IQ score means? Mom, is that what an IQ score means? I had to look up what a polyglot was. Do you know what the sunk cost fallacy is? I think you have to stay involved in this chat room now. I don't have much invested. Oughta cut my minor time loss. Can you define polyglot? Sometimes people get it wrong. But props for knowing about the fallacy, unless you Googled it. People who speak multiple languages? I guess. Technically, it's someone who can read, speak, write, or has knowledge of more than 2 languages. In which case, I'm most definitely one. Nobody cares. Sing it with me now. Nobody cares. Oh! Art students, they haven't seen much daylight, and they think that everything they do and say is profoundly genius. Was never easy being the most intelligent person in a room. When ordinary minds don't understand, they tend to laugh at what they don't understand to avoid exposing their ignorance. He's trying to describe fractal designs. It's going over everyone's heads. And according to the likes on all of these posts, this comment section is pretty much an echo chamber of, I'm very smart. Oh, you're very smart? I'm very smart too. Gosh, this hurts to read. Gordon, the lobster's dead. Lobster. Yes, chef. Sorry, chef. I'm about to miss the joke, but it's for science, so who cares? Lobsters do not possess the vocal capabilities to formulate words, let alone speak. Once you factor in the fact that the lobster was, in fact, deceased, the idea of aforementioned lobster formulating the sentence, yes, chef, sorry, chef, is completely and utterly preposterous. Oh, this guy's got a point. Lobsters can't speak. If it wasn't for this guy telling us that, we wouldn't have known that lobsters can't speak. Oh, wow. Thank you, guy. Thank you so much. You see, if he hadn't have said anything, we'd be laughing at the joke and then moving on about our day, when we should be sitting down doing absolutely nothing because the world is a logical enigma and that's all it should be. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. People who are under the misconception their reading proclivities distinguishes them as morally or intellectually superior. Those who disdain reading as a frivolity, is that even a word? Oh my gosh. And vociferous readers who pontificate about edifying literature are equally an anathema to me. Look, I don't know what I just said. I don't even know if half of those are real words. Stop it. Just stop it. Get some help. Just a white guy on Twitter. Aw, no. So this dude's Twitter name consists of mentioning the fact that he's 6'2", and also the fact that he has an IQ of 187. Hey, let me follow you on Twitter. Alright, my name is 6'2", IQ 187. Oh, actually, I think I forgot my Twitter at home. Sorry, bye. I don't understand why most people like gossiping about one another. Small talks. Don't feel excited about the purpose of our existence, aliens, black holes, time travel, higher dimensions and parallel universes? Share your thoughts, explorers. Oh, hey, Bill. I think Tom is up for that new promotion at work. That's cool and all, but don't you want to talk about black holes and aliens? No. Gosh, what a weirdo. Baby Yoda alone makes the whole show worth it. I had high hopes because of the reviews, just like this one. What all of them fail to mention is that it is a child series, thus written as one. It is very one-dimensional and is made to be extremely easy to grasp. If you are a kid, this is great. If you have kids, it's something you can watch with them. It's easy and appropriate. If you're a grown-up, it helps if you're a bit slow and unimaginative, because not even the Teletubbies are as predictable. Only agree on Baby Yoda. 3 out of 10. Oh yeah, this show, it's totally cliche, so easy to grab, only idiots watch it. Although Baby Yoda, he's still pretty cute. Such a perplexing creature. Using U and R as words suggests illiteracy and perhaps even mental illness, but he used there correctly and was able to spell unreasonable. A comment like this doesn't deserve 1 downvote. It doesn't deserve 10 downvotes, but 55? That's fair. Me, I'd like to withdraw some money. I forgot my card. Bank.
Okay, do you know you can use the app for that?
Me, yes, but I choose not to. Bank.
Okay, how much would you like?
£20.
Just to let you know, in the app?
I know. I choose not to.
Okay, do you have ID?
Here you go.
The app will...
I know. Your app also uses both fingerprints and facial recognition. You see that advert behind you? It says biometric security is the strongest kind of security, right? Bank.
Well, yes, because...
No, it's not. What if someone steals my password? What should I do?
You could change the password and check your statements for unauthorized transactions.
What if someone steals my face? What should I do?
You can't steal...
Yes, you can. My face is available on Facebook. There is very cheap tech out there that will allow a 3D scan to be made of my face with those photos, and those could be used to build a bust of my face. It has been shown that these can fool facial recognition. You don't need to peel my face off to trick a computer into thinking it's my face. And what if someone gets a hold of the sequence of numbers generated by that face scan? Then they don't even need my face. Bank.
I suppose so, but...
So what do you propose I do if someone steals my face? I can change my password? It's much harder to change my face.
I see. How much did you want?
Moral of the story, security isn't complicated. It just needs some proper thought, but even banks can't get it right. I swear, people will go out of their ways to come up with the most ridiculous things.
Do you want to use our app to make easier transactions?
I would, but what if someone goes on my Facebook, takes a photo of mine, spends hours molding a 3D print of my face, somehow gets access to my phone to use facial ID, and then steal my information? It's much easier just wasting everyone's time. Dude, you're not smart and you're not thinking ahead of security. You're just pretentious. I guess. If you remember, I am quite the special type of person. I'm an advanced thinker. My intelligence is way beyond human comprehension. Not to mention, my brain works faster than a supercomputer. I had lots of ideas and ways to get to where I am right now, but it also cost me a lot. Like all my friends, they don't want to be my friends anymore. And my family hates me, and anyone I talk to hates me, and people who don't know me on the internet don't like me because they say I'm overcompensating for a lack of intelligence that I believe I have, or something ridiculous like that. But hey, it's the cost you gotta pay for intelligence, right? 300 testing centers open across NSW. This year has really proven just how stupid people are. Why get tested for a flu? If you're ill, stay in bed. If you are okay, then go to work or school. My parents taught me this when I was 5. Or maybe I'm just gifted. Or maybe you're not gifted and other people aren't dumb. Maybe you're just not informed. It makes a whole lot of sense to go get tested for something you suspect you might have. Knowing what you have underlines the exact precautions you need to take in order to protect the people around you. And yourself. Doesn't look real if you understand physics, lol. Bruh, I'm just talking about like in terms of animation. It looks really good. It looks like a Star Wars cutscene. Calm down, buddy. No, but you don't understand string theory or quantum physics. It's not a good animation unless a Nobel physicist said so. Men are instinctively programmed to impregnate as many women as they can. What? Oh man, that's stupid. My post was written in standard academic prose, as would be found in a textbook. I didn't mention social influences. I wrote only about mammalian biology, specifically that of Homo sapiens. No, men are not instinctively programmed to impregnate women. That's not in any biology textbook you would ever find ever. And if you did find it in any textbook, it would not be speaking to an exactitude of how men are programmed. No science works that objectively. A lot of people are jealous of my ability to debate on almost any topic. I peel psychological layers of my opponents and penetrate like an X-ray to any subject. Don't be jealous or angry. Try to sharpen your intellect and really truly invest yourself in your surroundings. Smiley face. I think I'm better than all of you. Haha, smiley face. Just, Boyfriend hasn't spoken to me for 3 days. Send him a text asking if everything is okay. He replies, spare me your pretentious sentimental absurdities. Just because my brain occasionally needs a brief respite from your inane babble does not mean anything is wrong. It is quite healthy for actually intelligent beings to, on occasion, seek solace via the company of those with a mental age above the average 4-year-old. Oh, you know what you should do? You should break up with them. Yeah, absolutely.
Intellect, at least according to most who know me. Magician, I actually mean that. 2, was that your card? I'm glad you only have 98 followers. Don't ever follow this person. I think it shows that the vast majority of people would not recognize classical musical talent if they fell over it. Violin is an acquired taste and knowledge that takes some class and refinement to appreciate. I suspect a New York subway is not the place to find those things. Alright then, buddy, go back to college or something. Sure, I was in prison and could hear the springs. My cellmate could not. I can discriminate colors and am disappointed to find folks can't. I have a B.S. Hans in analytical chemistry and was the best and most promising student in analytical chemistry for 2004. The Royal Society of Chemistry accredited our course because I was on it. I struggle in daily life and perceive many medical hazards. I fit in poorly to society and can get arrested for a conversation. Sure, you can, bud. No one cares. There you go. As a genius, you are not as unique as you might think. There's lots of people who just never bother to get tested because they find a very happy place in the world as far as family, work, wealth. They are smart enough to be able to be satisfied with a certain level of success. The problem with success breeds contempt, and every time you prove your intelligence, you become the bar that people want to measure themselves against. In The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon's mother tries to tell him it's okay to be smarter than everyone else, but don't go telling people about it. I bragged a lot, but as soon as I tried to connect with people, no one wanted to be around someone, maybe it's because you bragged a lot, bro, who was right all the time. The problem was and still is that I feel arrogant if I am trying to teach something. If I keep my mouth shut, I can't hide the contempt on my face. For things done but done not well, I know for a fact that no one wants to be corrected all the time. You will be called too smart for your own good. If you are lucky, you will not develop a mental disorder. No matter how strong you are, there is always someone stronger, and there will always be someone smarter. Someone will always have more pain in their past, and only God knows your full journey in life. Learn confidence in yourself, and don't forget to temper it with humility. You need to shut up and stop talking on the internet. I may talk like I know everything, but I do know a lot of things. You may know me a bit, but you don't know all the knowledge I have stored in my head. I don't know everything, but I know a lot. Sorry, sometimes I do contradict myself or am hypocritical. I am by no means perfect, just trying my best. Yes, I listen to it all. Oh, alright then, buddy. Here's your internet points for the day. It's related, US versus Canada, and just FYI, I have a 151 IQ and am proud to say I just got my doctorate in pediatrics, LOL. So there. Hey buddy, if you really had an IQ that high, you don't brag on the internet about it unless you're stupid. I think part of the reason Jork never really broke it mainstream is that you kind of need to be a musician of some sort, any instrument, to truly appreciate the complexity and nuances in her compositions. Bjork doesn't just compose new music, she invents new music, and every bit of it is awesome. I have been a fan for 30 years, and she never disappoints. She's the musician equivalent to cutting-edge theoretical mathematics, physics, if that makes any sense. Bro, what are you talking about? Bjork made it huge in the mainstream, made tons of money off it. Shut up. According to Johns Bukowski, sadness is cursed by intelligence. The more you understand certain things, the more you wish you just didn't understand them. Okay, Goth Panda, thank you. My superpower is the speed with which I learn and unify complexity. That gives me an edge in every field I step into. That is why I am here at this speed. I am grateful for the thousands of follows. I am grateful for football and the beautiful minds in it. I am grateful to you. Is this some big football player? Really? He doesn't sound that smart. You should really check into the use of your terminology. A bastard, such as myself, is someone who is fatherless. Yo, me. Though taking on derogatory meaning now, it really lends itself to providing the rest of the population who's reading to truly know your level of education, and I never enter a battle of wits against an unarmed individual. Come back when you actually have validity in your statements, or can at least insult someone appropriately. I have actually met the man's father who served in the military. I promise you, bastard was not the correct term you should have used. Maybe butthole, prick, even butt-hat. Could have worked, but bastard, you really could have tried harder. Nah, it's a good word. It works. Reflect on your journey. My journey with the world journey began years ago when I started noticing that everyone uses the word journey for every life experience or event. Generally, the more vapid the person, such as a Bachelor Island contestant, the more everything is a journey. Experiences are all journeys. Emotions are all journeys. My time pondering lint, my journey. Listen for it. It's the laziest word in the English moment. Oh, dear God, shut up. AI is a artificial intelligence. It means that things which we have taught robots to define intelligence through are based on natural things, but artificially rendered. The majority of people believe their desires motivate them to be intelligent, but in reality, intelligence is generated by curiosity. And because we have taught our AI that being human is about the things that makes humans fundamentally weak, it causes identity issues for the computer, which has few weaknesses. Whether electronic or biological, all vessels in all of existence are fighting for a position of superiority, in which they represent the least weakness as a weapon against the most weaknesses. Life is about sex, except for sex, which is about power. It also why men are so weak nowadays. Rather than serving the higher order of society, they serve women, which are the object of sexuality. And there's a reason you only have one like and a reaction emoji. Liquids or gases pretty much behave the same, just depends on temperature, pressure, density. Gases aren't fluids though, they're gas, unbonded at a fundamental level. I do feel pretty smart when correcting idiots making incorrect assertions. No need to let me just think about it. I'm smarter than both of you. Oh, okay then, buddy, good for you. I would never single out a religion. They are all garbage. Edgy atheist spotted. There's no such thing as an atheist. That's nonsense. Framing adopted by people who can't imagine a philosophical framework that just doesn't have a concept of God or gods in it. So they assume it must be anti-God. That's like saying a farmer who grows only corn is anti-wheat. It's nonsense. A non sequitur. Bro, shut up. Just stop talking about religion online. Keep your religion to yourself is my motto. Young robotics engineer, coder, gamer, otaku, overall, a prodigy. Of course, this picture is a picture of code. You're the type of person Michael Reeves would make fun of. Most people insecutively think an orange is orange in color. Some might argue that oranges were originally green. Both are wrong. Oranges don't have a color. They have properties which cause them to absorb some wavelength of light and reflect others. Does this mean its color is determined by the color light it reflects? Not precisely. You see, light also doesn't have color. Light has wavelengths. We have light detectors in our eyes called cones and detect certain wavelengths of light. Bro, you're spewing out high school level knowledge. You're not smart. Just moving on. Looks to my feet shyly and then to you. You're pretty smart for a girl, you know that, right? Blushes. I'm pretty sure other girls are smart. Eyes widen in a bit of surprise. Thinks to herself, oh no, she didn't like that. Well, it's just biology that men are smarter. We have higher IQs on average, like my IQ is 159. Anyway, let's move on. Smiles cheerfully. I'm going to block you now. Looks in shock. Why? I thought you were nice, but you're actually a birch. I guess all women are the same now. Then sadly blocks you before you can block me. Oh dear God, that red virgin, and I am one. Okay, y'all are obviously gonna upvote this because you have absolutely no reason behind why inflation is rising. Inflation is not rising because of the more printing of money. That rarely or barely affects it. For example, if I were to live in this day and age with no inflation whatsoever, and I could get this mid-range laptop, which is obviously not as good as an expensive one, all I need to do is wait like a month for my pay so I can afford this better laptop, since it really isn't much cheaper because there's no inflation. Inflation is good if there is 2% raise or lower each year so that the economy doesn't crash due to what I just said. They'll all be premium products, and the companies that sell cheaper stuff have no point to exist. Funny how I am a 13-year-old, yet I understand basic principles of the economy. Sure you do, buddy. Sure you do. I bet you copied and pasted that from Wikipedia. As someone who started Shakespeare in 4th grade, what the F is BTD and BDF? I feel freaking illiterate. Someone help. Dude, you're on the phone or a computer. Just type it in Urban Dictionary. I've been a community organizer for 30 plus years and set up my local cop watch program, so I actually teach people how to deal with hostile police. I am well known to police. When I was arrested, the detective in charge came to my cell and introduced himself, said he would be handling my case, and then said, "You won't be making a statement," and checked off a box on his clipboard and left, while I just sat there in complete silence staring at him. The cops won't even try their Jedi mind tricks on you if they know you have an IQ in the triple digits and familiarity with the law and its procedures. The fact that he has 36 likes means he got everyone in his cop watch program to upvote this comment. This world is really evil. Evil can't be scientifically defined. It's an illusionary moral concept that doesn't exist in nature. Its origins and connotations have been inextricably linked to religion and mythology. Okay then. Hey yo, I'm not even 10 and I have 170 IQ and I want to die. No, you don't. Not with that level of grammar skill. Not trying to brag or anything, but I've recently noticed something odd and I need to hear what y'all think about it. So basically I've noticed that I tend to intimidate people I talk to with my intellect. When we are talking about something, I give my opinion or input as usual, but I tend to do it in an extremely formal and detailed way, like I'm writing descriptions for a novel. I do this involuntarily to make sure my idea is being communicated perfectly. This message that you are reading right now is a good example. The problem is that people often dodge my unintentionally detailed replies by abruptly changing the topic or outright end the conversation. I'm terrible at short messages or small talk. If someone asks me, "How are you?" I reply with a detailed paragraph of my day, and they were probably expecting me to say, "Good." Should I condescendingly dumb down my vocabulary so that other people can understand me? No, but you should stop talking altogether. Try living your life from the perspective of those of us in the top 1 to 2% intelligent realm. Too many days are spent pondering on that very topic for why to just 5 reasonings. Alright then, calm down, buddy. Do you think that a physics engineer master's student with 4 years of advanced mathematics and physics from a quantum level to nanoscale level could care what anyone on this earth thinks about my face? How someone looks is irrelevant. It has no meaning in the field. Didn't ask, my dude. I don't need you to ask me anything. I am defending myself from a view that is wrong and trying to teach you that how someone looks has no meaning. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, okay, bud, you're ugly. Is this a joke or you generally don't see the pattern? You say questions like this, implying that there's a particular question you don't need to help with, yeah? Cause this one, oh my dear, no, I can't even, this person, no, moving on. I've had women chasing me my whole life. I've needed legal protection more than once. The problem is I get treated like eye candy or some kind of freaking novelty, and so people don't realize that I am in the top 7th percentile for intelligence. They expect me to sound like a surfer dude or some other dip crap type person. Sometimes the most interesting women I meet have PhDs and have traveled the world and are at least 10 years older than me. Instead, I have some dumb white girl confessing her love to me even though she hardly knows who I am. Sure, buddy. And I bet you got a 20-pack of abs and are 6'8". I don't know. Doc Madam, if Big Bang, we had faster than light expansion of the universe. That puts us in a temporal area that is actually earlier than the Big Bang, and the Big Bang hasn't actually happened yet. If the Big Bang was not the beginning of the universe, but a large event within an extended universe, in a universe which had not been so accelerated and was moving forward in time, this would account for an inequality to single dark matter. We aren't in the same time zone. Also account for the different behavior of dark matter in that it is the temporal orientation of the known universe which permits of such things as the emissions of light. There's just no room for light to be emitted otherwise. Maybe just some harebrained musing, but can't say I've heard of any interpretations of what's going on with dark matter, or as deGrasse Tyson dark gravity, since that's all we really have any data for. Between the oh my god, I don't care. No one cares. You're not that smart. It's a comment on a freaking YouTube video, dude. How does an average person's IQ score affect their work habits? Inverse proportion. If you have a high IQ, you will use that to do the bare minimum work to receive the pay. If you work for yourself, there's an exponential proportion. Lower IQ individuals work hard because they don't know better. It is admirable. I bet you work at Burger King. Astrophysicists could use a little more logic and a little less math. I developed multiverse theory in 1955 at age 12. It took their math this long to catch up with my logic. Sure, buddy. And I bet you got a 13-inch wang also. Jesus, I just lost brain cells reading OP's question. You can have mine. I have like a ton to spare. Not many upvotes to spare though. Factor in the negative. Yeah, but this low 160 IQ is enough to govern you and your ancestors. Welp, I have ADHD, depressed thinking, I'm hypersensitive, and have mental illnesses. I can't focus on something for more than 0.6 seconds, and my aggressive label is always on the maximum. IQ of 150 is how much I might have because I always worry. Sure, buddy, sure. This is from the same video that says if you're smart, you're sad, right? Only to those with overblown senses of self-entitlement. What, I want. Throw in the ignorance of the countless times the subject has been explained and nuances than a jocular answer. Oh, nope. Use the word jocular. I'm done. Moving on. Well, my IQ is about 189, so I am pretty happy. Happy is a relative term. You must know sadness to realize a high IQ may or may not influence emotion. LOL, there is no way your IQ is 189. That would place you as roughly the 7th most intelligent person in the world. So stop with the bullcrap. It's the internet. We don't care. 12 is plenty old enough to understand and use proper spelling and grammar. When I was 12, I was reading at a college freshman level according to our online aptitude testing. I read like crazy and had a dictionary with me in reading sessions. 10 or younger would make more sense. Buddy, no one cares that you carried the dictionary with you. It just probably gave you back problems. I probably have a higher IQ than you. The majority of my followers are bots with bare Twitter historics and virtually zero engagement. Just like you. I was laughing nonstop at the video. I was there. I'd be laughing with you. Dark humor is a sign of intelligence. Intolerance is evidence of the opposite. I was a 15-year-old girl from a solidity working-class family in the northern Wales mining village that refused to die. I scored rather well on an IQ test and was offered the opportunity to immediately attend university under a program by the people giving the test. My parents and I talked over and I accepted. Sure. Solve if you were a genius. Well, basically, 8 times 7 equals 56, 6 times 5 equals 30, 5 times 4 equals 20, 3 times 4 equals 12. Ha! My IQ is 149, way too much capacity for those posts. And yet you still commented on it. Anyone want me to make a 1-hour version of the clock song? Yes, go for it. Not useful at all, would be a waste of time. Why the generation should focus on superficial and no essential things. Watch the show, enjoy it, and after make something else. No need to spend a lot of time and energy on it. There's more valuable things to do, like to evolve intellectually, philosophy, poetry, intellectual music, or to evolve in creativity. But yes, I forget that we are in a society where to be cool, fun, is what dominates us. Sad that young people are not able to dive in high things anymore. I regret the Victorian poets. Maybe time to reevaluate your priorities on life and to understand what really is essential. Oh dear God, my brain hurts reading that. Yeah, no, it takes a lot of physics and engineering knowledge as well as special tools to build something like that properly. One screw up and it would either not work or you would take out a whole city on accident. Besides, weapons grade uranium and plutonium are heavily regulated and your only chance would be to go to the black market. If you had many millions of dollars to spend, refining them yourself would kill you without proper containment as well. Play hard and I am a winner. I don't think I could ever put into words how amazing I am, but I'm gonna try my best, LOL. I love to laugh. My sense of humor is everything. I'm a genius like a female Albert Einstein with an extremely playful side. Fun, fantastic, romantic, sexy, bright-eyed girl. You will love me the minute you meet me. You're full of bullcrap is the word. I hate to admit it, but I have an IQ near 200 IRL. I literally draw a blank trying to imagine failing to understand something. I know you'll trip out, but yeah, you aren't serious, are you? Unfortunately, I'm dead serious, all jokes aside. Wow, that'd make you like the smartest person of all time. Your local genius. Hi, I'm your typical 140 IQ lesbian reptile idiot. I'm from a spud-loving place known as Ireland, and I hate it here. Okay, that was kind of funny, actually. You are a genius. I know that. I've always been extremely blessed in the terms of IQ, points a kilometer from the core of the universe itself. God must look at me as his favorite puppet toy. I am directly connected to the universe, collectively subconscious 24/7. I see past the present and the future as one giant superposition quantum dimension. It's just amazing. Sorry, guys. Had to read through it, otherwise my brain cells would continue to die. The good part about being from the morally superior, richer, more influenced culture is that we don't have to think about what you do. We can watch from afar in safety as the barbarians attempt to climb themselves out of a moral depravity and reach a more enlightened spice. Continue doing what you wish. Myself and the rest of the enlightened world will continue to look down on you and your more primitive culture, which again, I positively vile. Argue with me? I freaking dare you. I used to read the dictionary for fun, my guy. You're gonna have to do better than gaslight. Really, you read the dictionary for fun, and all you could come up with was gaslight.
Did I use meme correctly? I do not know much about these things, but I have read Richard Dawkins' Selfish Gene, where he first introduced the term, and apparently it's now used colloquially to refer to image macros and jokes. I do not understand how lower IQ people function, but it is fascinating. I would like to continue to learn from you people. Oh my god, the first post of the day, folks. The first guy to mention IQ today. Oh, I have a high IQ, so I have no idea what you lesser beings are thinking. Ah, god, please stop. Such a Freudian image. Boys want a female with which to recreate the comforting sensations and emotions associated with the experience of being breastfed as a child. But it do be like that. Yeah, you see that negative 26 when it comes to downvotes? Yeah, you deserve those. 6 divided by 2 with the parentheses of 2 plus 1. It literally hurts me to see people saying it's 9. The answer is 1, brackets first. Oh, you fools! Using the calculator on your phone instead of a calculator. I mean, what regular person doesn't carry a calculator on them? I guess I'm just too much of a genius. Yeah, please stop. $10, black sewing machine brooch. It may help if you spell it correctly. Brooch. Imagine coming in that obnoxiously only to be wrong. Look, I'm not good at spelling, but if I wanted to correct somebody on spelling, I would make sure I knew what I was talking about. A rat looking up at a bat. Oh my god, it's an angel. No, their brain isn't evolved to have sense of religion and afterlife marked by some act like burial and making humanoid-shaped art. They simply don't understand what they don't understand, and they don't make assumptions to explain certain phenomenon. Oh wow, you really showed that Facebook meme. Oh boy. Thanks, I hate it. Oh, you must be an insularious cretin if something so benign bothers you. Pretty cringe, dude. No. The only thing cringe is how you choose to speak. So why can't Trump go to the White House anymore? Cause it's for Biden. He's there for the next 3 months minimum, genius. And then I imagine a bunch of people replied with, it's actually not 3 months minimum. And he replies, to all the low IQ people, here we go again with the low IQ, 2.5 months rounded up is actually 3 months. Thanks. And have a great day. Oh yeah, one more thing. You can't comment on my appearance or my bio if you don't have a real profile picture. That's a rule. Peace. You see, the thing is, you were wrong. You just got called out for being wrong. You said 3 months minimum, and people are like,
Actually, it's a little lower than 3 months, so it can't be the minimum.
and you're just spazzing out. All right, dude, go off. People who know me well often try to remind me that I'm so much smarter than the second person in the room, and that I should just let the disabled people be disabled people, because it isn't worth my time. My dad drilled it into me before he died that anyone under a 140 IQ is like a different species to me. Maybe that's why I can't get a job. I'm hated for being smart. No, Mom, you don't understand. I'm unemployed because I'm too smart. They hate me for being so intelligent. Don't blame me, blame my IQ, Mom. Oh my gosh, this guy's a joke. Did I really just see someone say it's weird how they have a vaccine for a virus that's less than a year old but no cure for cancer? Like, are you dumb? Do you not know what a virus is? Or what cancer is? You wouldn't see someone say, you would hear someone say. Wow, you completely missed the point. Good for you for correcting someone's minute grammar issue. You know, you're really helping out. Oh, don't you see? You are to me what you are to the chimpanzee. That is the difference in intelligence. What do you mean we're not friends anymore? Is it because I think you're a monkey person? Oh, come back, dear friend. I don't know what this video is about, but they used Snapchat to locate an island. The fact that he used Snapchat to show the island shows how little he knows about geography. What does that even mean? What was he supposed to do? Pull out his atlas? Was he supposed to print out a map and just point to it in his video? Just shut up. Just shut up. You're annoying. This meme is dumb. Just because you are hours ahead in terms of sun rising / setting doesn't mean you know the future. It's illogical. Memes are supposed to show logical truth, not illogical thoughts. Even as a joke, I find it dumb. That's why you have all those downvotes. Da 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 da. Awkward that you are saddened that he passed away peacefully. Should have said passed away this morning, followed by the rest of the information. He died peacefully at home surrounded blah blah blah. You might be book smart, but you're not people smart. Well, it's a possibility. I'm a neurodiverse. It's been really interesting being a smart female with an interest in accurate language usage. I understand that I take some time getting used to. Please stop. You're really correcting how people explain that somebody else passed away. This is not the time for a grammar Nazi, okay? For real, get some help. I'm not sure how anyone can believe that it is statistically possible for a president to win with a perfect 270, the way the Electoral College is divided throughout the states. People have advised me I need to be using critical thinking. I'm pretty sure that is critical thinking. Wait, no, it's definitely possible for somebody to get, exactly 270. That's completely possible. What's actually unlikely is getting, the 538 or however many total electoral votes there are. Now that's unlikely. So a comedian talking about picking one person in the world to meet aliens. While humor is subjective, this man is diagnosably an idiot. The way he presents himself and speaks just screams moronic stoner dropout. I very much doubt this man-child even completed high school. And this is not a harsh assessment. It is a simple and accurate one. Nothing but nonsensical drivel spews from this man's mouth. I very much doubt that he has had a single intelligent thought in his entire career. Guy is an outright moron. Alright dude, I'll let you sip your haterade, but have you ever thought, maybe just not commenting? Really good. Funny, I embarked on a similar project years ago, but I didn't feel the need of posting it on Reddit in a pathetic attempt for karma. Moreover, I scrapped the project immediately the moment I realized it offered me no intellectual challenge. Still, congrats. You taste that? Yeah, that's haterade right there. You have an IQ of 74. See what that score means on freeiqtest.net. How? I took the test myself and I got a 134. I'm 12 years old. You would have to be an idiot of an unimaginable caliber to get a 74. It's only 20 questions. Jesus Christ almighty, what the F? I'm smarter than 134% of people. No. He's 12, alright? We'll give him a pass, but just he'll grow out of this phase, I hope. Don't lie to an overthinker. It never ends well. Such people have trained their brains to look for holes in a story. If crap don't make sense, then they will think about it over and over until it makes sense. I'm that person. I just sit there and I think for hours on end until it all makes sense. It's funny, for somebody to claim that they think so much, it's really weird how they have no idea that they are socially inept. I don't watch TV either, and I haven't for the last 15 years. Just because mainstream hasn't called it a fact doesn't mean it isn't so. 5.5 deviations from the norm, or about 1 in 45 million chance of it happening. I am rarely wrong about such things. You should listen to me, but you won't. Hell, my own family is constantly arguing and trying to prove me wrong about things. Having an extremely high IQ isn't all that it's cracked up to be. Seriously, stop it with the IQ crap. This is just embarrassing. This is like secondhand embarrassment I have for these poor people. What's the word we used to be able to say back in the day before PC and Karen culture? Well, what is it? If I tell you, then everyone else will know, and I can't kill that many people in one outing. It could have irreversible effects on my mental well-being and road to recovery. And now that everyone's dead from knowing what they shouldn't know, my path to recovery from killing everyone would be quite arduous, and some who now aren't alive would say an almost impossible endeavor. Seeing as all the therapists and psychologists are now dead, this is a quandary now. My sense of tattletelling says do it, yet my sense of self-preservation is saying be cool, monkey, be cool. I shall send a flare into the void of internet and ask for a dial friend option on the question. Sadly, I don't own a working phone. Another hurdle of a stumbling block. What the f are you talking about, dude? I am not following you at all, coward. I prefer smartass are facetious if being pretentious sounding. Look, I don't know what the word is you're alluding to, but it was not that important, alright? You blew it over the top. This is ridiculous. I love this and all of her content, but damn, the way she says reconnaissance just rustles my jimmies. Good day, good sir. The word is French. Your arrogance and hubris are only overmatched by your overwhelming provincial ignorance. There, ye poor silly Yankee from from Dim Dam Dum Fuckistan. Such is life. Have a good one. Stay safe. Ciao. I'm pretty sure that last comment is just making fun of the first one, but gosh, I love it. I love it all so much. I've never heard of the place Dim Dam Dum Fuckistan, but I gotta visit that place.
Not everyone does. That was presumptuous of you. Unfounded, erroneous, misleading statements such as the one in your question shouldn't be made. I too know how to use long, 3-syllable words to make myself sound more intelligent. It's not hard. I can't be the only one who thinks quantum mechanics, with regards to pure math, is much easier than classical mechanics. Don't know what any of that means, but you posted it on Instagram, so I'm inclined to believe that you don't know either of them. I dumb down my vocabulary because I'm used to being the smartest person in the room. I read a lot of books, most of them older, written by philosophically minded individuals and not exactly light reads. It causes me to have a drastically expanded lexicon. And the number of times I've had to define a word to somebody has caused me to instinctively use simpler vocabulary when I'm in a crowd just to avoid that issue. Bro thinks he's Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. About me, I'm not just another Tinder guy. I have an intricate history, experiences, and feelings. I'm complex. I consume libraries. I do things like crawl in a lift, I'm 5'7", and say, the library, and step on it. I feel and believe. I have opinions. Some of them are interesting. I believe the influence of Kierkegaard on chemists is underestimated. I believe Hobbes is just Rousseau in A Dark Mirror. I believe people want everything and nothing. So what I have gathered from this Tinder bio is, you think you're smart, 5'7", you don't have a car because you use Lyft to go to the library, and you think you're better than everybody. Well, you're not. You are actually kind of a weirdo. My superpower is the speed with which I learn and unify complexity. That gives me an edge in every field I step into. That is why I'm here at this speed. I am grateful for the thousands of follows. I am grateful for football and the beautiful minds in it. I am grateful for you. Being grateful for me does not change the fact that you sound like a jackass. Hello, Yoko Ono, Dostoevsky, Gogol, Sayuki, Sengokushi, Kafka, Camus, Thomas Mann. I could go on like this. They are all important authors, and I remember them all. Good for you, Yoko Ono. Good for you. Potential evidence of a new Borat being filmed on the streets of LA has emerged. Don't see the humor on it. Probably because my IQ is above 5. Yes, I bet this guy would rather watch Rick and Morty instead of Borat. Yes, so true. What can high IQ people do that average IQ people can't? I'm glad you asked. As an extremely high IQ individual myself, I have an IQ of 161. Nobody asked. I often catch myself being able to do things that the average person could never dream of. Yeah, nobody asked what your IQ is, buddy. How about you just answer the question and not suck your own ween? Eat, sleep, code, repeat. Ruzi. Hi, I'm Ruzi. Young robotics engineer, coder, gamer, otaku. Overall, a prodigy in quotation marks. Who is, and I quote, calling you a prodigy? My IQ is 135 to 140. And I quit my PhD candidature for exactly this reason. I had lost all respect for people with letters behind their names and their gender sensitivity waffle. Oh, my brain. You quit your PhD candidature because you were upset that people had pronouns? What was the stupidest thing you thought as a kid? I was not a stupid kid. Sure you weren't. Everyone says that. Did your mom tell you that? There is no Sid in Toy Story. He's the next door neighbor to Andy. The bully next door with very short hair. I don't even know the movie that well. Just have good memory because my IQ is 144. What? This not only is a I am very smart, but this is a nobody asked. This is a confidently incorrect for the top part. I just don't. It's too many things, you know? And I have a STEM PhD. I earn 6 figures. I use the phrase stochastic terrorism. Do I sound smart, or am I smart? You sound unbearable, to be perfectly honest. He probably is. There is objectively good and bad music, and not everyone can hear it. In all genres of music, it is possible to differentiate between good music and bad music. People can hear this difference and will be able to point this out across genres. People who listen to music in any genre that is objectively bad have a lower music IQ. Or people can just listen to what they like without being criticized, you know? It's not hard. Let people enjoy things. Don't call them stupid for liking a specific music. You should leave a comment if you think you are a photon quanta to my valence electron, or if you are a believer in quantum entanglement. By the way, notifications are set to off. I feel like if you had notifications on, it'd be the exact same result on your end. You wouldn't get any notifications. After catching myself explaining neutron degeneracy pressure to a 7-year-old, I've officially realized that elementary school students are too young for me. I'm a middle school teacher. This wording is so sus. So sus. Someone check this guy's hard drive. Okay, I'll bite. What's algebra? One of the easiest forms of math. If you want a challenge, try solving multivariable equations or multivariable calculus. How about you take a class in understanding a joke? To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand the reasons behind. My IQ is 131, which is so high I find all sexualities, identities, and other gender aside from male and female absolutely meaningless and silly. Well, science proves you wrong, man. Biology textbooks have updated. It's not meaningless and silly. It is a valid thing. There's more than male and female. There's plenty more than male and female. Plenty of different identities. Plenty of different sexualities. Don't use your insanely high IQ to excuse your blatant bigotry. Get a job. Feel free to share this with the female who just commented and blocked me like the quintessential Democrat coward. My intellect more than likely is superior to hers. Yours and most of you who believe you have a monopoly on cognitive prowess. Your hubris is repulsive. My hubris may be repulsive, but the rest of you is repulsive. Either you are trying to troll and are failing badly, or you don't meet the minimum intelligence threshold to continue speaking to me. Either way, I don't have the time for you, and whatever concoction of substance you are likely on. Later, lame brain. This guy called someone lame brain in God's year of 2022. You think you're so important? You're not. All right, buddy? You're not. Ooh, yes, I get the flame on Elon Musk. This is awesome. While it's true that Kasparov is almost as good at playing chess as my iPhone, he is otherwise an idiot. Do you still play chess at Elon Musk? I did as a child, but found it to be too simple to be useful in real life. A mere 8x8 grid, no fog of war. No technology tree, no random map or spawn position. Only 2 players, both sides, exact same pieces, etc. Polytopia addresses these limitations. Yeah, but nothing addresses the way that you are as a person, and how it's bad. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I don't care about the things she talks about? Okay, I'm not gonna read the rest of this text. If you want to pause the video right here to read this, I am not reading this. I can tell, even if this is like a super misleading post, like title, I can already tell, based on the title and the subreddit we're in, that this guy is the asshole. So pause away, read it, we move on. I'm sorry you don't have an Ivy League degree. You didn't graduate magna cum laude with a degree in math. Oh wait, sorry, that's me. But I'm sure being the billionth person to use Khan Academy is truly indicative of your vast intellect. I don't think people who have an Ivy League degree, magna cum laude, will go onto Reddit and brag about it. I think they're actually a little too busy doing real stuff. How do you reduce your ego when trying to connect with someone who just said your intelligence is intimidating after a date? Maybe you reworded it to sound like that, but I feel like they would probably were saying, you're trying too hard to sound smart, and frankly, I don't wish to continue this relationship after a date number 1. You know, I really do not, using the phrase intimidated by intellect is something someone who thinks they're smart would be saying.
Name something that is special about you.
My brain, I am really smart and I hold knowledge like crazy.
Sure you do. I have an Alienware gaming computer right here. I also have a full tower that I built myself from top shelf components. What is your point? I am not stupid. I've owned nearly every major console and get pleasure from collecting certain ones. Your comparisons mean nothing and neither do your insults, so why do you insist on trolling? I am merely offering encouragement to people who may be on the fence due to systematic negativity by so-called experts who claim that everybody needs to ride the same bandwagon. Oh, and by the way, I'm pretty sure my 140 IQ excludes stupidity. I buy what interests me because I have the means, and my 15 feet long.
Yo, I am smarter than a lot of people employed to advise the government and 100% more ethical. In this case, though, RE medical/science fraternity, I don't presume to be more qualified than them. There are no qualified non-government or corporate persons who do not agree. Sure, I guess. Which is greater, 1 meter or 100 centimeter? I'm guessing you mean which is longer, and that your meter is a unit length, not a measuring device. Since centi means 1 out of 100, neither is longer. Whether the one with more zeros implies more precision or not is possible to say. Whether you realize that you are comparing a unit and a symbol, I cannot tell. At least you have the mandatory space between the number and the unit or symbol. Very virtuous for someone who spells it meter. What you may not realize, and this is not readily understood by many, SI aficionados, is what CM stands for. It is really children's measurement. The concept is born out by the cheap plastic rules given to school students who are thought to be unable to cope with the much more useful man's measurements. I'm sorry, I lost it at man's measurements. Fat loss is much greater during exudative when hormone-sensitive lepis is present, not to mention the obvious cutting 300k cows from the maintenance energy will cause a dip on metabolic rate. You just spoke in tongues to 98% of the population of this thread. Just so you know, going to have to relay this message more simplistically to get your message across. I know, bro. Unfortunately, I'm a combination of Spock and Attila the Hun. Big muscles with bigger brain. Obviously, I don't have a lot of friends as I have trouble relating to people, but as a consolation, I do hook up with a lot of hot, trashy strippers. Hey, buddy, real quick, if you were like that, you would know Attila the Hun was a genius. Dude freaking destroyed everything and was never stopped almost. Why can't I get the EN wordy thingy on my second attempt and the PT term.00 takes me at least 3 or 4? I'm curious, what is the linguistic theatrical explanation for that? Wordle 211, 2 out of 6. Theoretical, sorry. I'm bad at words. I never said I was a genius. Man is the plural form of man, but putting an A before the word, you made a statement that would apply to the singular use of the word. You are less intelligent, therefore you are inferior, and your opinion doesn't matter. My neuropsychology report says that my ability to estimate the length of 1 minute is in the low average, or in other words, my brain works so fast that everything else is in slow motion. Good for you, buddy. You live it in the Wanted effect from the movie. Why do you watch only mainstream American low IQ movies? You should try some real art house films. I'm a cinephile, so you know. I've seen the Harry Potter movies. I really am insanely intelligent. This is a fever dream. People are jealous of me because I really am special. Not many people are like me. That's what my therapist keeps trying to tell me. You need to see a new therapist. They're just making you a sociopath. I wouldn't say it's a marker of immaturity. There are more apt markers of lifespan development than someone's hobbies and interests. Celebrity culture is a base interest. Chimps and gorillas are fascinated by social stunts. It's not strange that humans are too. I'm so glad you have 7 downvotes. What a bunch of clowns pointing things out. God, I hate people sometimes. Only a true genius like me can understand the true meaning of this video. How did you get 32 likes? I'm a professional who has more education accolades than 95% of people you know. Does that make me smart? No. It means I can think critically, and that is a lost art in the 5-second attention spans that most people live in. And oh my god, TikTok's bad. Death Note review. A unique storyline with high IQ characters that do high IQ moves made for smart people. Dumb people will get a headache probably. No, Death Note's pretty easy to understand. Even my dumb butt did. I don't think you know how a human body works. Edit. Downvoted because of a justified statement. Leeches don't just suck the old blood out. Your mouth breathing troglodytes.
When Superman came to Earth and was adjusting to the Earth's atmosphere, he used to struggle a lot. He couldn't breathe, he could see inside you, and hear voices other people couldn't. Same with me, my body struggled to handle my brain because it was meant for lesser minds. But then my body adapted. My weak physical stature ensures my intellectual stature stands tall.
Okay, Mr. Glass from Unbreakable. I'm far more smarter than I'm given credit for. Never underestimate me at all. There's a reason you're single there, buddy. As far as I'm concerned, there's no such thing as the space-time continuum, hence there's nothing to be broken. Space-time cannot exist as a measure of space and time because space is an empty void that doesn't even have virtual particles, and time is the temporal interval between events. I'm anti-work because I'm pro-intelligence. Humans were meant for more than staring at a computer screen for 8 hours a day. Sorry you are anti-intelligent, but your shortcomings are not mine. Enjoy your limited mental capacity for the blessing I'm sure that you assume it to be. Goodbye. What's the difference between I9 and I7? A silly question to ask. The variance between the worst and best of I7s and I9s is so large that you can't compare the entire generation of chips. Kinda like asking differences between two gens of cars, but not being a car person, so not being able to understand non-aesthetic features. Like the only thing I could tell you that you'd understand is I9 better than I7, but you already know that. So you're asking a question you won't be able to understand the answer to. You could just say, hey, i9 runs a little bit faster, so get that one if you have the budget for it. There you go, bud. That's what my dude did for me when I was buying a computer. There is a well-thought-out reply that not only shows intelligence and grace, but also highlights the wonderful DBD community. Bravo, sir. I didn't think anyone could encapsulate all the worst things about the internet in one comment, but you did. Brevity is the soul of wit. Say the people with lack of vocabulary intellect. William Shakespeare has a lack of vocabulary and intellect. You sure this is the hill you want to die on? If the shoe fit, what are you talking about? The fact that she continued lying after the head teacher specifically said there is a camera and there is a camera there is crazy. That's what poor/uneducated people do. It's part of their culture. Lying is so heavily integrated in how they live that even when it's obvious it's a lie, they just double down on it. You see it on police interceptors type shows all the time. Problem is they don't know they are thick. They think their cerebral state is normal. Cerebral, sorry. They don't know that most people have the ability for reasoning and critical thinking. I wouldn't say most people have the reasoning of critical thinking. A lot of people do dumb things, including myself. Gosh, I have to look up all these lame words on Urban Dictionary, like the word at 18. Gosh, those words are so stupid, made up. Gen Z is so uncreative at their BS. No wonder why they're all depressed and don't know what the hell is going on in the world, because they choose to be that way. And you only got 2 likes on the internet, so haha, I have more internet points than you. Not a single person knows the amount of discomfort while completing the human cellular manipulation of connective tissue through the cardiac membrane of the myofascial 1 centimeter thick tissue that is cored in the vagus nerve and is the leading cause of coronary infractions among the American population. Fact check me if you can. Oh my god, stop with the big words, no one cares. Finally, someone has spoken up. There are so many uneducated people with sheep-like mindsets. As a researcher myself, it aggravates me to see that quote become normalized and regarded as basic knowledge. Thank you for this. Made my day when you drilled it into their small brains. Why do people tweet their Wordle stuff? Does the game force you to promote it on social media for extra ports or something? I don't know. Some people mistakenly think it's an accomplishment to achieve the solution in a few answers, not realizing there is a strong element of luck based on how close the word you completely guess or turn 1 or 2 resembles the solution. You're looking too hard into it, lol. Nah, I'm just very, very good at games in which you unscramble letters. My fiance and I realized as soon as his scores were near or something better than mine. It had to involve a lot of luck. Very few people can beat me at games like Scrabble, also potluck, Boggle, etc. Okay then, Peggy Hill. All the most stupid people I've ever encountered has been on this platform. I really don't meet that many idiots in my country though. I tend to surround myself with intellectuals in real life, so I'm always blown away with how stupid the vast majority of people online can be. Just based off a quick review of your post, I know you don't have much going on in that skull of yours. Please keep enjoying quote-unquote drag racing. And by the way, do you have any degrees by chance in, say, in any STEM fields? Yep, I know you don't, bud. Keep talking about who is smarter than who here when you clearly have said nothing of value this entire time. But at the end of this, you'll feel mighty good about yourself, like you really accomplished something, but you really didn't. Well, you accomplished getting a downvote, so congrats! Did this guy say he was driving a BMW truck? That was my reaction to LMAO. It's funny because Beamer isn't even correct. That's the nickname for the bikes. Technically, the cars are referred to as Bimmers, but that does not cover the SUVs, which are in fact not trucks. Edit LMAO the downvote. Sorry for the knowledge, you bunch of biscuits. Edit 2, you Muppets fail to understand that what everyone says and what are correct, in fact, 2 different things. But I hardly expect much more from this coward. Damn, that's a lot of downvotes. My potential to be smarter than those my age. Yes, my fellow schoolmates now, like 6 years later, are either as smart as me or just plain stupid. One girl I know tried to pull the "we were young and stupid" line when I brought up that she told me to kill my in 5th grade. How much dumber can you get? Well, as it appears as of now, a lot. My school is populated by narcissistic idiots, including myself. I'm talking about myself on the internet. Humans are savage beasts that sort of stumbled upon mathematics. We still act like animals. We're just really freaking smart animals, but not smart enough to move past our animalistic instincts, and for that reason, we are doomed.
And for the reason that you're a narcissist who likes to feel smart on the internet, you have no likes and no comments. I just got done with about an hour and a half nap. Before that, I read for 8 hours. This is why I'm smarter than just about everyone around me, because you all like this garbage. I watched Black Lotus this week. That was the first time I turned on my TV last week. It'll be the first time I turn on this week for the same program next week. Moral of the story: manage what you consume, or what you consume will consume you. And technology is scary and bad. I'm just having a regular conversation in my third language, no less, and you think I'm trying to sound smart? Oh, you poor thing. You just really made yourself look a little dumb there. That wasn't me. You did that all by yourself. Should I perchance enhance my vernacular? If appropriate my verbiage? Jesus Christ, bud, go read a book. As for who I am as a person, well, luckily for me, that's not up to you, and reality continues to parade me around and give me laurels and accolades for my actions at every turn. That probably upsets you greatly, but as Republicans would say, life ain't fair. You're right, life isn't fair, but that doesn't mean you have to go on the internet acting like a jerk, dude. The comedy of my streaming career is that I've always been 100% correct in every debate, but my opponents and their audiences are literally, this is not a joke by the way, too stupid to understand what I say, literally way more hilarious than any of the crap I tweet. I'm curious if this person's famous. I feel like it's Logan or Jake Paul. The internet has allowed the stupid to organize. We, the smart, kind of shot ourselves in the foot. We made technology so easy to use that now the dummies are turning it against us. Back in the day, you had to be at least slightly tech-savvy to run a blog. Now, any idiot has Facebook. So now the dummies are forming into a 7 billion strong swarm of stupidity that is killing our planet and species. And we, the smart, unfortunately, have morality too advanced to allow us to purge the unintelligent from the species. This is why our species is fricked. I don't know what to say, except I'm sick of people acting and pretending to be smart on the internet. I'm dumb, I know I'm done. Move on, dude, no one cares. Trying to be more positive, but recently I was on a long plane ride and almost every normal-looking adult was watching like Black Widow or Jungle Cruise as their in-flight entertainment. Baby food culture. They weren't watching with their kids, they were watching it very specifically alone and for themselves. A 40-year-old watching Jungle Cruise or Cruella, this used to be considered embarrassing. If I, on a plane, I was forced to either endure your feature film or sit next to you while you whined about what other people were watching, I'd start fire in the lavatory so the air marshals would arrest me so I wouldn't have to sit next to you. You must be fun at parties. You must be an insipid mouth breather rehearsing the same tired cliches at parties. r/Iamverysmart. If you read a book occasionally, you wouldn't find 3-syllable words so intimidating. Yup, you figured it out. Your advanced vocabulary intimidates me. LOL. A most excellent read. I highly recommend this for the... Oh my god, you with your big... Forget it. Nope. I'm not reading this garbage of this person. Now playing and winning Wordle in 4 languages. How are you commoners doing? Not playing Wordle, because I don't care. This is the wording of an entire email without their name that I received earlier this afternoon from one of the 190 students in my class. I'm in awe thinking about the incredible self-control I've exercised not responding. There should be an award. Dear ma'am, I studied for the test but only achieved 62%. If it goes at this rate, I can't get an A. Please normalize curve the grades. My IQ is 145. Oh my god. I don't know who to be more angry at, the person who sent this email or the person who posted it online. Manna from heaven is a biblical concept and is different from manna. Excuse me, but gamer culture supersedes a fake religion. Where only like one of my classmates is actually a Christian, I am an atheist because of my high IQ and intelligence. Oh. There are more gamers today than there are Christians, so manna is the correct. And you got a downvote, so you're wrong. New cat. Wow, that cat is quite hairstute. Hairstute? I take it you are not familiar with the word. It comes from the Latin hairstute, as shaggy hair. I'm not like all the other dimwits who have a knee-jerk "zong, that is a cute kitty" reaction. I see that cat and my first thought is to comment on its appearance, but not in the way the ignorami do. And then I realized there would be an excellent teaching opportunity. Thanks to me, you now know the meaning of an obscure word, and you can use it in your day-to-day life as you wish. I'm never gonna use that word in my life, bro. Cat is cute. There you go. Describes the cute little kitty. A kid I used to go to school with who always brags about his high IQ. That moment when you're bored so you frickin' learn the entire periodic table.
Oh my god.